Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Of the Devil. This is episode 1 still, and I'm with KatFTWynn
Hello.
here.
Look at that.
And we made it to, what, the club? I think that's where we were. The club?
Yes. I believe so.
So, that's
party.
where we're going. Yeah. I think I always put the save in the corner. Yeah.
It looks colorful like a club. It seems like a club to me.
It sure does.
Oh, right. Crab's reminding.
If you click on the person inside the club, it'll skip the looking around phase. Didn't click on them, the convo start automatically after I clicked on everything else. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
This is the establishment.
Now to see if Isaac Porter is as habitual as Fran claims.
Do you think Father was close with this man? This man you've never met?
I think he was close with him, yeah. At some point. I had some help making that deduction. Fran saw that their metadata showed a significant cooling of interaction between the two of them, particularly over the past month. But Fran also saw a phone call between the two last night. He did it.
So they were close. Yeah. They all did it. It was like Clue. They all had a hand.
Oh my
in it.
god.
It's fine.
Sarah.
Do you think they were sleeping together?
This is just like when
Ma'am?
Eco and I played X-Files, and you could just ask, like, do you think that they were together? It was just so awkward
Maybe.
and random.
Eco said that or the game?
No, in the game. Like, it was a point-and-click game. And one of the dialogue options, you could, like, just keep asking people.
Oh my god. Amazing. No notes.
That was a wild game. If you and River are ever bored, you should watch that VOD. Unlike X-Files, we can't randomly arrest people. That is really disappointing.
Damn.
If only.
My favorite thing to do.
But yeah, Kat, it's an FMV game.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Were Mulder and Scully romantically involved? That's what the phrasing was. It was like, were they romantically involved?
You know it. No.
That is completely inappropriate for me or anyone else to speculate about.
Inappropriate? Adonai, it's only...
I'm getting a very important text message from my private investigator. Excuse me.
Was she saying it's only sex?
Yeah.
It's only sex. But it is like, there is no reason to speculate it right now. Unless there's like hinting that, oh, maybe there were more. But we don't know anything about this person right now. I don't remember Brat's voice. Did you catch the killer yet?
No.
What the hell? I sent you his position. I thought it was piece of shit.
Yeah, that's what...
Like POS?
Definitely sent his piece of shit.
I sent you his piece of shit. I sent you his pos.
I'm at his position. I haven't spoken to Porter yet. Anyway, there's no reason to suspect him right now.
Lame.
Surprised you're invested all of a sudden. Isn't David Asher a corporate sellout in your eyes?
One's a corporate sellout. But Asher gets respect.
If I'm a demolitions expert.
expert.
Oh, that's you, sorry.
Oh. You're fine. If I'm a demolitions expert, he's like a really good architect.
That's almost sweet, I think.
Asher started out working in Cube. So in the architect analogy, by today's standards, he's like, I don't know. As a kid, he built all his brick by brick, or brick by hand. What?
Close?
As a kid, he built all his bricks by hand. I was thinking she was going to say brick by brick, but that didn't work. Or something.
You know that lit homework can help you with forming analogies.
Eat this analogy! It's broken. Did that come through? Or did the characters break? It's supposed to be a guy giving you the finger.
I take it Cube is a programming language. What's special about it?
Pretty much anything coded in the last 20 years is web-based. You code with the assumption that you'll always be connected. So you can depend on having fat libraries of references to lean on. And if something does go wrong, same thing. Your errors get reported to you automatically.
But not Cube?
You can look it up. But basically, Cube was originally for robotics and, like, machinery. Stuff that had to operate in mines. Under the ocean. Middle of nowhere fields with zero signal service. So Cube had to be self-sufficient.
How rugged?
Where'd Asher learn Cube anyway?
I wish you'd learn apostrophes.
It's older than dirt. Yeah, spell correctly, please. And from like the 40s.
I don't know. I think his father had a machine shop or something.
Vague.
Yeah, well, David didn't like to talk about his family, and I never asked.
What did your private investigator have to say, Adonai?
Nothing. Not telling.
Rude. Okay, so this part, not the person across. I'm assuming that person.
Here,
Yeah.
talk. Okay, yeah. So don't talk. Before we do... Where's the...
Like the tour gate.
Where's the... Oh. I'll just hit phone. Okay. Thank you.
Oh!
Please, bring up the phone. I was trying to look
That was
up
really weird.
Cube. A defunct mid-21st century programming language. Cube was a Tier 5 programming language commonly used in the mid-21st century robotics, intended to support robust behavior trees in low data stream environments. Its design philosophy emphasized lean, goal-oriented learning that would not be reliant on the bloated libraries and always online API popularized in the 2030s. Russo Fluff, real name unknown, first began working on Cube in 2044 as part of a student robotics program. Cube 0.9 released in 2045, and by 2048, Cube 3.1 had already found itself embedded in robotics engineering across the globe. Despite having what is considered a relatively high barrier to entry in user knowledge and execution, Cube gained widespread popularity, particularly among disaffected communities and third world countries, where internet access would remain unreliable for the next 2 decades as regional conflicts would continue. Infamously, Contra fighter engineers utilized Cube during the 27-day siege to seize mechanized weapons from peacekeeping forces in a cyber warfare operation that is frequently cited as the key reason as to why the siege lasted as long as it did. Cube has not been developer supported since 2063 and is considered a defunct programming language. Because much of its documentation was never ported from the old net, and due to its incompatibility with tenants, there's little to no corporate interest in the ongoing grassroots digital archaeology effort to archive it.
This fucking Zoomer, like, it's 8 years old. It's older than dirt. Yeah. That's how technology works.
All right. The stage for the talent, pretty close to the floor. Guess it fits with the whole round table aspect of this place. Everyone's on more or less equal footing, dancing in the dark once you get past the bouncer.
Do you think they might have met here?
David and Porter? I can't see David walking in here.
Because you found the walk so challenging.
Because it's too loud to relax, and not dark enough to be anonymous.
I see.
He didn't seem like a club person.
No.
What's that face? You got an opinion to share?
The atmosphere's not bad in here, but the music isn't quiet. Oh, quite?
I'll find you a survey to fill out before we leave. What kind of music does an android even like?
Was it supposed to be quiet, but they accidentally put quite?
No, I think she was saying, like, this music is quite...
Oh, like can't put finger on it? Okay.
Either that or
Yeah.
she doesn't like it.
It might be because this might be the continuation.
Mm.
Early 21st century punk rock.
Is that just you or does that go for all androids?
I haven't met all androids. I can't speak for them.
Wonder what they'd say.
If they're smart, they'd say that music peaked with the early 21st century punk rock.
So I'm going to assume that he just programmed her to like his musical taste.
Probably, yeah.
Debate settled. What kind of reading material gets left out in a club? A tabloid interview?
Oh.
Your turn.
Exclusive sit down with... Oh, yeah. Exclusive sit down with luxury. You've heard her name on everyone's lips. You've seen her face in magazines and commercials. And then double check to make sure the photos weren't labeled as edited. Now get all your burning questions about her answered here in our exclusive interview with the mysterious young woman who's being called, in perhaps the only truly unanimous vote the net's ever seen, the most beautiful woman in the world. Why the name? People don't think it's an ego thing. But it was just a random username I picked back when I was grassroots. Then it was a pseudonym to give me a little shade from all the attention. Now it's a brand and I can't change it without setting the stock market into a spin, so you're certainly influential. After partnering with you, Intai saw a 3,000% increase in share prices. Yay, I'm so happy, or I'm happy for them, of course, but to be honest, it's a pain at times like this. She gestures towards...
Sorry, the scrolling is still broken, so I'm...
No, it's fine. She gestures towards her clothes. A plain white t-shirt and gym shorts with no branding visible. On anyone else, it might seem sloppy or even unflattering. On her, it only makes her natural beauty stand out that much more. Who are you wearing, by the way? I can't wear anyone unless I'm attending something. If I don't dress like this, all my sponsors fall into bidding wars every time I leave the house. Does it stress you all the attention? Stress is bad for your skin, right? They say mine's flawless. Can't argue with that. So do you have a skincare routine? Any tips you'd like to share? Be a little bratty. Act a little spoiled. Keeps you young. And how old are you exactly? Everyone's dying to know. 18 to 29, now and forever. That's a weird, vague range. Don't get stuck on a cliffhanger like that. Hurry, log in and in below so you can read the rest. Quickly, time is running out.
Well, however old she is or isn't, Luxury's got one hell of a mind for business. It might do her more good than that face in the end. Maybe. It's one hell of a face. In the meantime,
that we've yet to see. It seems powerless, but... Because it seems like nothing's really up to her.
I think she's powerful because I think she's savvy. Like, I think she's savvy with her branding.
Yeah. I just was wondering if she's... Because it seemed like she was feeling powerless with the fact she can't walk out without wearing certain things and the fact she can't rebrand because it would, like, put everything into a tailspin.
I totally understand why why you would say that, but the way that she was, like, sighing... to me seemed more like, but not really that upset about it. Like, it's annoying.
Yeah, and she obviously is influential, so powerful in that aspect. Yeah. I just don't know what the game wants.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, good. So I was going to say, I thought the game was leaning the other direction, even though, yeah, I think she's powerful too. I just thought they were meaning the other one.
So you were thinking more like she's kind of a victim of her branding, like she can't really live a certain way because of that.
Yeah, just because of the way she phrased it.
I get your meaning.
I chose powerless at first too. It was just like that's what I thought they were wanting, even though I wouldn't agree with it. I just was trying to think of what would the game want because I've been wrong.
Fair. You're like, oh, it's trying to trick me.
And the one time I think about what the game wants and I'm wrong.
Catch-22.
Yeah.
Some rises are too meteoric for even the Megs to grab their reins on. At this point, luxury's got them at her mercy. She can send their stocks into disarray with one selfie. Good for her. Girl boss.
Smile. Yeah.
Morgan respects a girl boss.
Yeah.
A bar stocked full of colorful selections and busy bartenders. Hope this isn't the kind of club you can order food in. Only time bar food is any good is when you're drunk enough to forget the taste and the gap between chewing and swallowing. So you can, like, eat things?
I can.
What, like android food? I'm just imagining,
There is
like,
no
fish
such product.
flakes. Like, you're just, like, giving her fish flakes.
Here's a little treat.
So, what do androids eat? She's like, people.
People. Online user guides for Noble's warm models clarify that they don't eat anything in the traditional sense. They get their energy from electrical charging, usually wireless. Whenever they need to eat, it's to replenish specific vitamins and electrolytes.
Sounds a lot like what mod users go through with their sports drinks and energy bars. And charger separation anxiety.
According to the net, warm androids can ingest nutrient-rich processed carbohydrate pellets if they need to forego electrical charging long-term. Pellets?
Processed pellets? You mean like kibble? Like dog food?
Like fish pebbles? Pebbles? Pellets? No, it is not like dog food at all.
Can you buy it from the pet store?
It seems that you can.
How is this something you have to look up anyway?
Because I've always just eaten whatever father gave me.
Like what?
Marbled beef. Never hydroponic avocados. Foie gras. Foie gras, I think. That sort of thing. Isn't foie gras, like, gross? For me, like, it's something that you'd have to get past what it is.
Probably.
I forgot what it is.
I'm not paying for any of that.
Oh, chicken liver. Okay. I have a hard time with, like, some things.
Oh yeah, that's him all right. Looks like he's killing time before his sets tonight.
Are you unsure how to proceed, Adonai? Why?
I'm sure that you need to hang back. As for me, I'll...
What kind of straight?
Huh.
I don't know, they're hot.
Okay, so this is the article that we just read. Never hydroponic.
I was wondering what the heck that meant for an avocado. Showing results for Never Hydroponic food sourcing. Never Hydroponic is a movement calling for sourcing food exclusively from farms utilizing natural sunlight. Lobbyists for the movement have made unsubstantiated claims about superior taste or nutritional value, but the label has yet to receive official state recognition, and thus the presence of the term or terms like it on food packaging carries no weight and is not backed by any legal guarantee. One of the number of food sourcing movements that arose in the latter half of the 21st century is as rising sea levels reduced the global amount of arable land around the world and shifted the global agriculture industry towards hydroponics and vertical farms, rural skyscrapers, where each floor is utilized for food production, saving on real estate costs and reducing the impact of unstable weather on agriculture output. All right.
Okay. All right. Close phone. Play it cool, play it straight. I mean, we are here to, like, talk to him about a murder. of
Yeah.
someone he knew. Like,
Yeah, so at that point, playing it straight would be like, or playing it cool would be like weirdly brushing off the seriousness of, especially
yeah.
if they were friends.
Yeah, that would be kind of a weird approach once he found out, like, why we were talking to him.
Yeah.
Because we are here, like, as David's representative.
Right.
He also doesn't look like someone who's up for bullshit. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Isaac Porter.
What's up?
My name's Morgan. I was David's friend. Right now I'm his lawyer. Can we talk?
Depends. Were you a friend from work?
No.
Over here.
I wonder if that
Interesting.
implies he doesn't like his
The
coworkers.
company?
Yeah, or the company. Thanks, Isaac.
Don't thank me yet. I might just sit here, shut my mouth, and stick you with my tab. So what kind of lawyer are you? What kind of friend?
I'm his defense attorney.
Think you missed the bus on that then, yeah?
And I'm a friend that needs to know what happened yesterday.
Doesn't everyone? Try somewhere else, friendly lawyer. I haven't seen him in weeks.
You might not have seen him, but we both know you spoke with him over the phone yesterday. Only a short time before he died.
How the hell?
Isaac, it's pretty obvious that you don't want this particular spotlight to linger on you any longer than necessary. So why don't we cut to the chase? No lies, no playing coy.
Fine.
Sarah?
Yes, Adonai. The hell? Is that thing transmitting? I am not streaming any data, no.
Porter doesn't seem to recognize Sarah either. One more person David was keeping secrets from. I need to record everything for the court.
Fine.
You two were together, is that correct?
We were together. I ended it. Oh, Sarah was right. Yesterday. Wow,
Well, that
they're a
doesn't-
recent thing.
That doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
For
Well,
a ki-
why would he kill?
I'm not saying it looks bad for him. I think it looks bad for our case. Because
Oh, suicidal.
yeah,
Mm.
care to elaborate?
On our entire relationship.
Look, you can tell me everything once and I can get it on the record. Or you can hear the same questions over and over again from 1,000 different cops and Megs for the next 3 months.
We met in a bar.
Sad music.
Yeah. I had seen him come in a few times, each time with someone else. Each time talking with his mouth, but not looking with his eyes. It ticked me off. Scribbling on napkins and letting his single gin and tonic sweat onto the table for 2 hours. His dates would all go to the bathroom or take a call and slip out the back. One of them didn't make it 10 minutes. And he'd still sit there the rest of the night, unfazed. Couldn't tell if he was oblivious or stupid or shameless or the most confident man in the world. And he ticked me off. One night, things were slow, and my set had been canceled, and his date hadn't even bothered to think of an excuse before bailing, so I asked him why he'd insisted on coming here, night after night. Just to ignore vapid people he wasn't interested in at a shitty bar with drinks he didn't like. And he just said, "Because I like your music." Man, did that tick me off. It was cute, early on. Him being so passionate about work I could barely pretend to understand. And I liked that we gave each other space, you know? Felt like we were being mature or whatever.
Until?
There was no until... No one day where everything turned sour. But at some point, I started to understand where his priorities were. And how I ranked in them. Like I said, he was passionate about his work. I just wrongly assumed that he would also be that passionate about me at some point. So I pulled away a little, wanted to see if he'd notice, if he'd miss me. Testing him, that's never a good thing to do. That's why we communicate, because some people might be oblivious and need to be told straight up, hey, I need you to prioritize me or show me you care. Anyway, testing him like that isn't the biggest red flag in the world. Well, at least he recognizes it. He never budged. I could ignore him for days and he wouldn't be the least bit ashamed to see me. If I picked a fight, he'd never get angry or upset. He'd just apologize. He didn't want to fight with me. Guess he was never invested enough to bother. It was my mistake. I watched him sit there all those nights, not giving a shit when people walked away, and I had this stupid idea that somehow, for whatever reason, I would be different. That I would be special. But I wasn't. So I ended it.
Yeah, did you ever, try to have a conversation?
Yeah, instead of just, games.
Because,
he might just be oblivious.
It's hard for other people to meet your expectations if they don't know what they are.
Yeah. It's different if you talk to them about it and then they didn't do anything. But, guessing games, I can't mind read.
No. Last night?
I called him. Didn't expect he'd pick up. I had everything prepared to leave a message with an assistant or ad or whatever. But he answered. First ring. Without hesitation, shame, or awkwardness. And that ticked me off. So I told him exactly how valued he had made me feel the past few months. I told him exactly how insignificant I felt as the boyfriend of the illustrious Dr. David Asher.
And what did he say?
He apologized. And then he asked me if that was all I called to tell him.
Woof.
I hung up after that. Spent the rest of the night wrapped in warm disdain for him and his coldness. He had made that easy for me. I went to sleep hurt but clean, ready for something new. And then this morning I wake up and see that my ex killed himself not 2 hours after he let me walk out of his life without so much as a don't. What the hell, man? What the hell, David? And now you're just the
club
tip
music.
of an iceberg.
I love crepes.
I know, right? Everything's fine. Is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
I love crepes. What the fuck?
Crepes are good. I get it.
My God. And now you're just the tip of an iceberg of lawyers and reporters and buzzards. Parasites who want to hear about the man who sent David Asher over the edge. I never wanted to be his last lifeline. Or the straw that broke the camel's. That didn't say camel. Or the straw that broke his back. I just wanted to be his goddamn boyfriend. Turns out that was asking for too much.
I was at this point last week. My revelation was that David's last words were about Porter.
I forgot what it was. Shit.
Well. Let's look at his profile.
Itineraries. I could not read that word at first.
He doesn't like ads.
That's an interesting person to date Asher, then.
I don't do requests. Yeah, it
You
is
know
kind
that's
of
fair.
weird to date someone who, like, makes them.
Yeah. Something like It's Okay ending it like this.
I don't know if we have that, like, in evidence.
It would have been from her, I think. Best at gift giving. That's an awesome talent in a partner.
It doesn't say.
Well.
It's yet to be determined whether David committed suicide.
You serious?
You don't have all the facts.
And you do? Any one of them point to anything else? Thought so.
Well, why would I tell you, though?
Yeah.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to it.
That's it? No summons?
The court has no need for you to retell a sad story like that.
The court, huh?
Sorry to bother you at work. Sarah, let's go.
Your discography is very impressive.
Yeah, thanks.
And your range is remarkable. So it pained me to see that all your works in the last quarter have been so melancholy.
Aw.
I think...
Well, what the hell would you know about any of that? What's the matter? Can't find the
This is some
words.
scary music.
Yeah. It's getting stressful. Need to steal them from somewhere else first. Butcher them before shitting them back out. Sounds like someone mad at Gen AI.
Yeah.
I was not trained on any data sets that...
Nah, pardon me. My mistake, really. Not your fault you're only standing here because rich prick nerds were allowed to rob the world blind for most of the century. His anger's valid.
Yeah, because
But-
I wonder if, like, ad music or something might be threatening him.
Yeah, like, I would be mad too.
Mhm.
It's just poor Sarah literally is not the right person to be mad at. She is not, like, what he's mad at, but he doesn't know.
Yeah. Sarah, we're leaving. What the hell was
Aw.
that about?
He was under the false impression that I was programmed using a massive automated learning model in
Ooh.
early 21st century.
Yep.
Not that. Why'd you talk to him?
I wanted to. I just felt that I should say something to him.
A word of advice. People don't want comfort from strangers, especially when they're androids. They want it from the people they want it from. Coming from anywhere else is just corn syrup or a parched tongue. Doesn't matter how sweet it is, they'll just start gagging.
You know a lot about people, don't you, Adonai?
Compared
had
to
to laugh.
you, I'm a goddamn savant. Come on, there's not much time left.
Is there still somewhere you want to investigate?
Somewhere I need to return to, actually. Porter was right. As things stand, I don't have any evidence that could establish an alternative interpretation of the facts. But if there did exist hard evidence that could prove his death wasn't a suicide, there's only one place I could find it at this point. His lab. Maybe.
Singer's valid, but this overproduced android could have been his daughter. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. We did not introduce her at all.
No.
So, like, if we had said it was his own personal, maybe he actually would have been softer to her. Or, like,
Or it might have
More
just made him
just
more
confused.
angry.
possible because he didn't know she existed.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, to be fair, I
Because
would
I
be
could see
frustrated
with
by
him
that
already
too.
kind of dealing with his grief and like he's in the
Yeah.
anger stage being like, oh, one more thing he didn't bother to tell me about or something. So
Yeah.
Yeah, penthouse
Like,
basement.
one more thing he didn't trust me with.
The basement. You sure you don't want another look at the crime scene?
I'm all out of time. Gotta approach this from the other angle.
The other angle?
You know, inductive versus deductive, flip the chessboard and all that. There was a chessboard upstairs.
It was.
Haven't you ever read a mystery novel? She's like, I don't know how old she is, to be fair.
She's 2. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, she's like 2 months old. I don't know.
It's just like Ness regresses in age.
Yeah.
This is a fetus.
Every time. Like, he's 3 years old.
I've seen mystery films.
Well, let's see if you paid any attention then. What killed David Asher?
Oh, fuck.
Poison.
I thought it was going to actually quiz us.
10 points.
There's a point system?
Now, how did that poison get into his bloodstream?
He must have ingested it orally.
And how do we know that?
The medical examiner found no injection marks or wounds.
And if he had inhaled it?
Inhaled it? Why?
Leave the whys to someone who actually understands them.
I won't be able to understand anything if I don't practice.
Practice by answering my question.
I suppose it's possible. But highly unlikely. We would have found a delivery system for it in the building, like an inhaler.
Right. An airborne poison is either shoved in your face or sprayed over a wide area, and no one around David has shown any kind of symptoms.
Unless she built up an immunity to iocane powder. I'm just saying, maybe the other woman in the room with him had built up an immunity to the
Maybe
poison.
she did. So all we're left is oral intake.
Have you considered?
Eliminating the impossible.
Have you considered a clock? Maybe someone hit him with a clock.
The clock that's disguised as a fucking statue.
Yeah. Did you ever think about that?
Yeah. And she knows to never start a land war in Asia. Yeah, exactly.
What's next, Adonai?
Young's corroborated statement was that David didn't exhibit any irregular symptoms or behavior until he started drinking that night. And the police didn't find anything unusual in any of the food or drink in his home.
Except for his cup. The results were inconclusive.
Young was drinking from the same bottle and the same type of cup, but she didn't get sick. We have to conclude then that David's We have to conclude then that David's cup alone was poisoned.
That all seems logical. And consistent with the police's theory of suicide.
Or murder.
So why are we down here?
Minus 10 points.
Because
And I
that's...
throw a ball of paper at you.
Yeah. So, like, I'm assuming we're down here because he came down here to mix the drinks.
Yeah. Or to get the
Back
bottle
to
at least.
Yeah.
Back to 0.
She's going to be like, negative points. David left the parlor and came back with whiskey and 2 cups. Young told us as much, and apparently the cameras upstairs support her story.
So we have to conclude then that he got them from both from this bar.
Better. 5 points. I wish there was like a little scoreboard. Like she was keeping like a little scoreboard.
Like just like orange, like
Yeah,
her barcode and just...
Just like hovering next to her head. Did he also get the poison from the cabinet?
The police have been in here since we left. According to their ARC files,
Or ARC's files.
they didn't find anything that matches the poison down here.
So the poison somehow went straight into his drinking cup then? I need to flip this around again.
But if you turn something 360 degrees, you're just back to.
If I were the prosecution, what would I want more than anything? Proof that David knowingly added the poison himself.
He wouldn't do that.
And you can make that claim because there's no video evidence to contradict you. How long was David off camera?
From 7:36 p.m. to 7:40 p.m., when he left the parlor to get liquor from this bar.
So if we had David on camera for those 4 minutes and he didn't poison himself in that time,
he would have a perfect alibi for the crime.
proving his innocence.
But Ed and I, we don't have footage of that. There are no security cameras down here.
I think there are.
What do you mean?
This whole building is coated head to toe in Penumbra's security systems, courtesy of Noble. Every console, every corner, every android on every floor, it's all plugged into Penumbra. Except that.
That panel is...
Manufactured by Cotter Security Systems. Why would David put a console for a different security system in exactly one corner of his penthouse?
I've never given it much thought.
So I guess he got his own security because he didn't fully trust Penumbra?
Which seems to be a good instinct to have.
And maybe he didn't want them in his lab?
Yeah.
And that's how they didn't know about Sarah?
It would make sense. Because he didn't want anyone to know about her, clearly.
Right. And Penumbra is connected to the company he worked for, so
yeah.
He probably wanted something more private.
Right.
Well, it's been bothering me all day. But my curiosity alone can't scale a 64-digit wall.
What?
You mean...
Signal hijacking or whatever you want to call it. Have you tried it before?
It is illegal and unnecessary. Father would not. He would not have installed hidden cameras in his own home.
At the end of the day, I can't make you do anything. Well, actually, I probably can, now that you're registered to me. But aren't you the one who wanted to prove his innocence?
Eliminate the impossible. I will need your express verbal command.
We have to be comrades in this.
Not like David can press charges against us at this point. Do it. Did you really need me to say that?
For the purposes of record keeping, yes.
She needed to save her own ass.
I've gotten past the 64-digit code, and I have found the cameras. There are a number of them embedded in the room's walls and ceilings. As you theorized, they are on a separate network from the rest of the building.
Where are they feeding to, if not the Penumbra system?
Behind my hibernation unit.
A false wall in the back of a safe.
I don't understand. Why would Father possibly have a hidden system of cameras inside his own home?
And for stuff like this.
Well, I mean, this is his lab, and it makes sense that he'd want to
Secrets
protect
and stuff.
his
Yeah.
work.
And something got stolen, then he would know
Mhm.
who did it.
Especially if it was company related,
Right.
since you can't really trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Beats me. He was brilliant and more than a little odd. Throw in a little money and odd becomes eccentric.
I see, I think.
I don't. The hell was he thinking? What was he afraid of? Why didn't he come to me for... She's like, I could have murdered all his enemies. Time
Yeah,
short.
maybe he did know she was a murderer then.
Maybe. How do you become this
That
rich
was
and not have a hidden room? Exactly. Like, if I'm rich, I'm going to have a secret door, a hidden room, a slide somewhere in my house.
Yeah.
Duh. Time short. Gather facts now and leave the computation for later. All right.
Okay.
Menus for days. Let's inspect. What did David even do with all this equipment? Dry his laundry?
What makes you so sure he wasn't exercising?
Did you ever see him use any of this crap?
No, but he must have used the weights when I wasn't looking.
It's like he's a fucking twig.
Since he promised me that he'd take better care of his health.
Sarah,
Oh.
these weights are all maxed out. David couldn't have put up numbers like these, even if he was piloting a frame.
Don't be so sure, Adonai.
Pardon?
The following is a
Oh my
true
God.
story based on primary sources who were present for the event and its aftermath. Copenhagen, 1981, 8:10 a.m. local time. A towering man with a musculature of a world-class professional rugby player enters the global dank bank
in Donkey Bank, I don't know, of Fredericksburg Lane. Fredericksburg Lane. He explains to the bank teller that he has a bomb in a suitcase and that he wants his gym bag filled with unmarked bills. A security guard approaches him from behind with a nightstick and swings. But the man simply catches the weapon and bends it into a twisted knot with his massive dinner plate-sized hands. When asked to describe the suspect to the police afterwards, the teller had only this to say. That man was all muscle. The rest of the bank heist proceeds without incident, and the man exits the building just as police arrive on the scene, when suddenly, his suitcase explodes. But it's just a smokescreen. Local officers quickly recognize the ploy and rush towards the door. Is this a movie she watched? Grabbing each of the hostages as they flee while desperately searching for the perpetrator. What they find instead is a diminutive, frail, sheepish young man, barely 160 centimeters tall, holding a gym bag full of money and no recollection of how he got there. Renowned psychologist and trained hypnotist Dr. Werner Kurtzer wrote the following in his diagnosis. Acute dissociative identity disorder, DID. That's right, the man had a split personality. And so great was the disparity between these two halves that when they switched control, he physically changed, becoming taller, bulkier, and capable of previously unthinkable feats of strength. A very high Jekyll and Hyde. So be careful what you say a man like father can't do, just because of how he looks on the outside. Around the outside.
Sarah, every single word you just said was false.
Huh?
Don't believe everything you read on the net.
Aww. Not Ice 9.
What's the story with this anyway? Some kind of fault in the foundation?
I don't know. I never noticed that crack before.
You might want to get those eyes checked.
Or it's happened overnight.
There's nothing wrong with my vision. This crack must have been created during my most recent hibernation.
How? Did David drop a weight a bunch of times over and over in the same spot? I don't know.
Or an android came for his
did.
ass. There you go. You're finally
Hello.
here.
The liquor cabinet this mystery hinges on. The police have been through it all by now, and they didn't find foreign contents in any of the spirits. No poison to be found here. Well, not that kind of poison anyway. In which case, can I make you anything?
Well, if you're offering, I'll have...
Sorry, you're way underage, aren't you? 2 years old or whatever?
Oh my god, I was right. She is 2 years old.
Technically.
Took that one a lot worse than I expected. Cheer up. Maybe you'll find a mocktail if you climb to the top of the ladder.
To be fair, mocktails are delicious.
Yeah, there's something I can have.
Usually better because it doesn't have the gross taste of burning.
This is a roller This
He's
is a
gonna
rolling
say
ladder.
a roller coaster.
That's exactly what this is a roller coaster.
This is a rolling ladder, a kind of step ladder, not a ladder.
Hey, Eco. Would you
Still a
mind bringing
ladder.
me a water?
Burning. Tim, you can have all the burning. I don't need it.
What? Could you bring me a water? It's a lot of reading.
It is. I drink so much water when we're doing voice acting.
What?
Remember, a ladder extends, but a stepladder folds out.
And?
It's important to know the distinction.
I bet my life savings that this subject will never come up again, ever.
I hope she will lose all her life savings from this conversation.
So is that the original?
It was appraised and confirmed to be genuine.
At least he didn't get ripped off. I'm a Philistine when it comes to this kind of stuff. What does an android see?
I see a meeting. Or perhaps an encounter. Two apex forces of nature, two kings of the forest, the stag and the deer.
And the deer?
Tiger? I don't know why I said deer. I think because I was thinking of a stag is a deer. Yeah, I think that's...
Just staring at it going, what? What did you say? Thank you. The deer, I mean tiger. You know that famous song, Eye of the Deer?
It's the Eye of the Deer.
I think.
Great. I'm officially less cultured than the robot. Alright, let's refocus here. So there's some kind of hidden door behind your bunk bed, huh?
Essentially. Though a bunk bed would imply a second or third.
How do we open it?
One moment. I see.
Sorry. Got it open already?
I said it. Yeah.
I cannot open this door.
Why?
It is a Tethys Basics Sturdicure. Sturdicure?
That anti-hack feature in the name is real?
It's a closed system, Adonai.
The hell am I supposed to do now?
Strange. There was an if-then toggle enabled in the security parameters.
What?
What is if, man? If-then.
I don't follow.
When Father last adjusted the settings here, he made it so that the door would never open so long as I was hibernating.
Probably so we don't get damaged.
And he made it so that I was the only one who could wake her up. Meaning this is a door that only I can open.
It'll be a 6-character password, some combination of numbers or letters. Did you and Father have any influential moments in your life that revolved around a 6-letter word? Is it murder?
Nothing comes to mind. Red rum.
Yeah, like that's exactly what I...
Is there a code word that he knew only I could learn? Do you want me to try murder?
Murder or red rum? I'm curious.
No dice.
Damn.
Could it be your birthday or his?
If David set the password to something as dumb as that, I'd never forgive him.
As you say, Adonai.
No, he would have picked a code whose significance was only obvious after the fact.
If it's just her name, that'd be
Morgan?
fucking wild.
Morgan is also 6 letters.
But that wouldn't be after the fact. It accounted for it, though.
M-O-R-G. Was that your name you just tried?
It's 6 characters, isn't it?
Yes, but it's not exactly secure, Adonai. Anyone who knew you and Father were close could have tried guessing it.
I don't think many people knew we were close, to be fair.
Was there some word that only the two of you knew? A nickname.
Pretty much everyone just calls me Morgan.
What's the name of the first person we murdered?
Maybe it's M Money. That's her nickname. But not everyone.
What? What do you mean?
I can't look
Pretty
at
much
it.
everyone calls me Morgan, but not everyone. So did he... Fuck!
Hold on, I wanted to get to my phone, okay?
Yeah, no, that's so funny, though.
I can't get out of it.
I'm not sure we ever talked about a nickname he called us.
A nickname.
Would have been after the fact, is what she said.
Like after his death?
Almost what it made it sound like she said. Wait, what's the Isaac? Fuck, that's 5.
Oh, his lover? I don't know. He didn't seem to
Yeah.
fully care all that much. Oh, his last name is Porter.
But they did, like, hint at, like, not everyone calls her Morgan, so I don't know what else he would have called her. Porter is 6.
I don't think it's that.
It really did hint at the nickname. We didn't really have a flashback with him, I don't think. Only with him with some other people. I'm assuming it has to be in our information somewhere.
Pretty much everyone just calls me Morgan, but not everyone.
Killer?
No, Heartbreak wouldn't fit.
I was thinking Heartbreak. That's why I said Killer. Because I was like, that's 6 letters.
It would be funny if he did call her Killer as, like, a nickname.
I mean... Because I feel like the murder thing wasn't that far off either. And I feel like Killer as a nickname is common.
For a dog.
Yeah, true.
Went insane figuring this out, ignored the hints, and tried tongue and finger because of how you wake up, Sarah. Oh my god.
Oh, good.
Imagine if it was tongue. This is a door only I can open.
Wait, we have a first name. Did he call us by our first name? Because everyone calls us by our last name, Morgan. I don't remember what our first name is though. Oh, well, never mind. Evangeline's really long.
That's not gonna fit. You got spoiled?
Evangelion.
Looking up an achievement for the first password?
Oh no.
I'm sorry, Splinter.
Oh, so you found out this one? Because we did have to, like, that painting was, like, the answer to the first one. Yeah. Oh. Speaking of body counts. Oh my god, she's a Arctic Yakshi. Oh, it was 2 a.m. I'd be dead. My mind would not be able to work.
Looked up the first password just to get the achievement and then reloaded to do it normally, which in retrospect is the opposite way I should have done that, but this one, that one's easy. Everyone seems to get stuck on this. She likes trigonometry. Of course she's a serial killer.
Killer's the only thing I can think of, but... What other clues did they give us of the...
Oh.
Only we can
hold on.
open it. No, it's fine.
There. Okay. So, he made it so the door would never open so long as I was hibernating. And he made it so that I was the only one who could wake her up. So Morgan is the only one that could wake her up. This is a door only I can open.
Right.
Okay. 6-character password, some combination of numbers or letters. Did you and father have any influential moments in your life that revolved around a 6-letter word? Nothing comes to mind. Also, we don't really have much information about their relationship because he died before,
Right.
like, it's not like we saw them together, really.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine that it has anything to do with Isaac because it's so Morgan centric.
Right.
Like, I don't think he would have made it about
Yeah.
him.
Right.
Because she didn't.
It could be killer, or it could also be lawyer.
Lawyer. Nothing comes to mind. Is there a code word that he knew only I could learn? I don't think lawyer would be a code word.
That I could learn.
Could it be your birthday or his? I'm going to say no because Morgan dismisses that.
I would think something about Sarah, but Sarah's 5 letters.
He would have picked a code whose significance was only obvious after the fact.
But what does after the fact mean? Like,
I
we
think it
learned
means
it
after
now?
his death.
Yeah.
Or after she took control, or not like control, but like ownership of Sarah. Because like he set it up for only her to be able to open the door. So that would imply that it would have to be obvious after that happened. It's not secure. Anyone who knew you and father were...
menus look for that lighter from the beginning. Oh no.
Anyone who knew you and father were close could have tried guessing it. Was there some word that only the two of you knew? A nickname. Pretty much everyone just calls me Morgan, but not everyone.
But our real name, the only thing I can think of is Killer. Because that could be a nickname. Because I don't know how you would shorten Evangeline.
I don't think it's that. It's too long and there's really no connection to her first name.
Who doesn't call her Morgan? That's also a good question.
Oh, here, what's she saying?
Perhaps a deep breath would help you refocus, Adonai.
It's not like I'm taking a multiple choice test, Sarah. Either I know the answer or I don't.
I see. So do you know the answer, Adonai?
I'm guessing it's...
I'm getting there. You keep saying killer. Ugh.
Ah, damn it.
Don't get discouraged,
Bitch
Adonai.
isn't 6.
It is not.
I'm not. I can feel it on the tip of my tongue. Is that why you said tongue crap?
Yes, I mean...
Really, Adonai?
Do you want to look back?
Or the back of my mind.
Don't give up, Adonai.
Or echoing in my ears, like a ringing. I can't quite... What, now you clam up?
I thought some quiet might help, is all.
Ringing in my ears.
You know what is 6 letters? No. I'm kidding. That was short for fucking bitch. No. No, you know what is 6 letters? Hey, type.
Adonai. That's a good point.
Sarah doesn't call her Morgan.
Sarah does not call her Morgan. And only he would know that she was going to call us that because it's master or whatever, or mentor or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I was so mad because I read her cheering me on so many times.
Aw.
Oh, crap. I don't know if I would have figured it out. I really don't think I would have thought of that. Unless, oh, she even said it in, like, I don't know if I would have.
I feel like, yeah, I definitely feel like the devs kept making her say it to try to, like,
If finally
get
you
you
might
to,
get it.
yeah, to think about it.
Yeah.
Although I felt like you reading it aloud helped. I think if you were reading it in your own head, maybe it wouldn't have been so
Well, I
obvious.
didn't even think about the fact it was 6 letters.
Oh.
I think my brain thinks it's longer than it is because it just looks long, like 7. So, like, my
Maybe
brain
because
didn't
you're
think
not
of it as
used to
6.
that word. Like, maybe if
Right.
it... Like,
That's probably true,
if she
too.
had just called her, like, killer, like, maybe that would have stuck in your head more. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's genius at first because at this point in the game, it's a word you gloss over. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I
But it
think
makes
that is
sense.
part of the thing, is that because she calls you it so often, you kind of, like, don't really pay attention to it.
Right. Right.
But it would make sense. Like, maybe that's the reason why she's calling you that in the first place, because he told her to.
Right.
So that you could open the door.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
It's opening. What was the password, Adonai?
Rub it in my face.
You'd never guess.
Are we not telling her? That would be on brand.
Did feel a bit out of character, David utilizing so much cloak and dagger tech. And I've definitely been struggling with the idea of him doing home improvement. But one step in here and it all makes sense. It's a panic room.
And then you look at the log and it's slapping you in the face. Yeah.
Scary.
A panic room is a place for rich people to hide in when people start bouncing bricks off their windows. They're typically not even on the blueprints.
So when Noble built this penthouse for one of their executives,
Someone slipped this into the mix, and it's remained in Noble's blind spot ever since. All David had to do was repurpose it. Make sure you're capturing all this. I don't want to miss my one chance because of a discovery technicality.
I understand, but you needn't specify. My memory is flawless. I can play back visuals, sounds, sensations. I can even give detailed reports on air particulates.
You mean you can smell?
Better than any human, and some canines.
So, does it smell stale in here to you?
Stale?
It doesn't to me. Almost like someone's been in here recently. Almost like someone visits here frequently. All right, let's
How
try...
would he have done that without her knowing? Because she has to be awake for him to get in there.
That was a recent change, it said.
Oh, that it's only when it won't open when she's hibernating?
Yeah, that was... He, like, just
Oh.
changed. Which I think was supposed to be another hint to Morgan.
Got it.
All right, let's try booting up the computer.
You don't think the council is password protected?
2 physical doors, a 64-digit code, a half-ton Android, and a secret phrase. If David set a password on his PC after all that, I'm going back to the morgue to have a word with him. Good, it's already signed.
But also, what if he actually is kind of swole because he has to pick her up to get in here while she was hibernating?
I don't know if he
Because
would have had
how
to...
else is she moving?
I don't know if he would have had to pick her up to do that.
I mean, for some reason, I picture this as like a coffin in the wall, like small enough for one
You
person.
might be able to, like,
and
have
the
it
back was
spin,
false.
though. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Or, like, move.
That's true.
You're looking for camera footage?
I'd also settle for a note plainly stating that he feared for his life. What am I doing? Here, you search for video files. They'll probably be time-stamped and formatted for short-range devices.
I have the subfolder.
I said that one.
Folder.
Folder.
The cameras stream live data constantly, but the files are clipped at fairly regular intervals. Once every week, it seems. The most recent video file here has footage going back 8 days. It was accessed yesterday around 4 p.m.
You were asleep then, so the only person who could get in here at that time is David himself. Alright, let's see it then.
Of course. It's just that I am having difficulty.
Performance anxiety?
Try double clicking?
Does she not know how to use a classic computer?
I have been trying to open the files from the moment I discovered them, Adonai. But they are encrypted.
Damn it, David. You leave me enough clues to get this far, but you won't let me use your computer? What's the brand on the encryption program? If I rush a subpoena, they might have a backdoor I could bluff them into.
These files were not encrypted with any commercially available tool. This appears to be Father's own work.
Shit. If David Asher handwrote the encryption on these files, there's no one alive who could... Hey, was Dawes just flattering you back there? Or is your
'cause
processing power really that special?
Adonai,
Can you break his encryption, yes or no?
with enough time,
And how much time would that be?
I would estimate it at 2 to 6 hours.
That's a 4-hour window!
So, no matter how sophisticated, encryption is still just a code that must be deciphered. And when deciphering any code, progress proceeds exponentially, which makes it particularly difficult to determine the amount of time required to complete the process.
2 to 6 hours? I don't have any better options. Get started.
I started 4 minutes and 23 seconds ago.
Finally showing some initiative. But you've been talking to me this whole time.
I have the ability to analyze data in parallel by utilizing subconscious processes, so long as the work required is rote.
So you're doing it in the back of your head?
Actually, I'm speaking to you in the back of my head. I could give the decryption process my full, undivided attention, but I would become unresponsive. But would you be faster?
Hey, that's a pretty nifty feature. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, can you take this show on the road, or do we have to rip this computer out of the wall and find a battery?
I have copied the encrypted files and will work on them as we travel. We can leave whenever you're ready.
Well, that's convenient.
Still can't believe David let me get this far just to shut the door in my face at the last second. But he did let me get this far, and the computer's not the only thing in here. The cabinets are a lot less eye-catching than his computer, but knowing David, that's all the more reason to check.
But he also purposely made something that is the only thing that could hack his computer and you access it. So he basically made it impossible for if somehow, by some way, someone got into this panic room, they still couldn't get those files, but you could.
Lots of paperwork, bonds and holdings, a platinum bar. His birth certificate might be nearly as valuable. Can't imagine what people would pay to steal David Asher's identity. And down here at the bottom, a binder. Noble's logo on the front, and in the middle, enough pages to dwarf one of those phone books you see in period pieces. They're masking it in legalese, even on the table of contents, but basically, this is his employment contract. Why is this evidence? Hold on to this for me.
It must be very important if you're giving it to me.
It's certainly very heavy.
Was there anything else in there?
Expecting an updated copy of his will to show up?
It is a possibility, isn't it?
Maybe in a corny old murder mystery.
A widely beloved and respected genre over 2 centuries of...
There is something else here. Your papers.
That Evangeline Morgan be given immediate and complete ownership of the android designated Sarah.
Sarah's a huge fan of Knives Out. Yeah. It's
Hell
dated
yeah.
to a few weeks back. Had he already made up his mind about all of this? If he had, why'd he hide this where no one else could find it? Was I just a backup plan? Well, at least we've got something a bit more concrete than Starling's word now.
Her word should be plenty, shouldn't it?
Not if people realize how precious you are.
Aw.
As a collector's item. We've yet to meet one person who knows what the hell you are. But Noble could have easily argued that you fall under private technology or physical holdings. Unless I had something like this.
It's good that you do, then. I'm glad that Father wanted me to go with a friend of his.
Yeah. This will get me a huge tax write-off when I donate you to a for-profit college.
Oh my god.
You could at least pick a charitable institution.
It's just an old saying. All colleges have been for-profit since the 60s.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
You can cheer up in the car. Hail us a ride to the courthouse. Priority.
There is an upcharge at this hour for priority transportation.
That's irritating. But I'd like to have more than just a few minutes to prepare once we get there.
The upcharge is a multiplier of 5.7.
I'll prepare on the way over.
Very good, Adonai.
So we don't get to actually look around in here?
I guess not.
It didn't really let me. It just kind of went into, like, finding the binder, so.
Right.
Does it excite you, going into courtrooms?
What do you mean?
You don't feel the tension in the air as the audience murmurs amongst themselves? You don't feel a fiery sense of justice rising in your gut as the prosecution smirks at your ragtag assembly of witnesses?
She definitely played Phoenix Wright.
She did, definitely.
Do you really think this is going to be like some kind of movie where the good guys save the day?
Probably not. Though that would be nice if it were.
What's your deal anyway? Did David train you off of a movie marathon from hell or something?
We did watch films together, if that's what you're asking, though he was rarely the one who suggested it.
So you were the aggressor. What's an android get out of watching a flick anyway?
What do I get?
Why do you do it? What's your
Socialization.
reason?
Knowledge.
I'm not sure how to answer your question.
Never mind. Forgot what I was talking to.
I like the performances.
Sure. There you go. Got a crush on Humphrey Bogart or something?
He's a handsome man.
Cute.
But it's not the actors I like so much as their performance. The truth is, besides Father, I have very little experience when it comes to people.
I hadn't noticed.
I read the net, and I watch people and what they share of their lives. But it's all so subtle, so hard to follow. There are so many unspoken rules that can't be taught, only learned, and this is too real. I often struggle to grasp them. You're all so complex, so detailed. But the characters on screen are exaggerated, larger than life. The actors enunciate, their body language is precise and meaningful. Their faces are bright and softly lit, and their eyes are. It's fiction, so these characters and their stories, they have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the people on screen don't ask anything of you except your attention. You can't disappoint them or make them feel awkward. You can just watch and learn. But what about you, Adonai?
What about me?
Do you like movies?
Yeah, sure. Back when I was a kid.
Really? Who was your favorite director? What was your favorite film?
It was a long time ago. I don't remember.
I don't believe you.
I don't know. Maybe she had childhood trauma and she blocked out some of the memories.
That's possible. But she's more likely to lie than anything else.
Yeah. State building. Floor 48. Oh.
Oh, that's so high. I just need to go get more water and run to the bathroom again.
So Crab says, oh, speaking of court prep, when you cross-examine, you pick cards to contradict statements. If you drag the card, it doesn't work, and you have to run out the timer. Gotta just click on them. It's hard to mouse over the one you want. Might want to turn the timer off. And Splinter says you can just use the arrow keys and spacebar. It works pretty well. I was going to ask you, do you want me to turn the timer off just in case we want to talk about it?
I think so, because we are two people playing it.
Yeah,
and having to decide together might not be a bad plan. Yeah,
that's kind of what I was thinking too. Mouse, can you? Oh, there it is. Settings. I was thinking that because like if we're trying to talk through something and we're on a timer, I might just have to pick something, and that may not be what we decide on.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay, gameplay.
Splinter said the timer only applies after you call. The dialogue will loop endlessly before you call.
So it's not going to run out when we're making a decision?
Also, where even is timer?
Time-sensitive choices. Well, I don't know, Kat. What do you want to do?
I mean, I hate time limits, so it's up to you. I'm fine with, like, suffering through it if you want it, but I am perfectly okay not having them too.
Okay. Having to pick cards after you call can get in the way. Okay. Well, it's fine. We can do no time limits. Just so that you and I can talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is called Of the Devil. Phoenix Wright meets Danganronpa meets the art style of
Persona.
Persona.
All right, let's come on, mouse. All right. So, Sarah's papers, a written document declaring that Evangeline Morgan is to be given absolute ownership of the android Sarah effective immediately, signed and dated by David Asher over 2 weeks ago. A tax-free transaction, fortunately.
Good.
David's contract, a binder containing the full text of David Asher's employment contract with Noble Electronics, details compensation grounds for dismissal, definitions for what constitutes a breach of contract, and how arbitrations would be handled. Not a light read. And that's evidence. Yeah. We have a lot of evidence, but it doesn't do anything for us. Like, in proving who killed him. We are probably going to have to prove that he didn't commit suicide, but we definitely don't have any inkling of who did it.
Right.
So, why don't I throw down a save? Your money's on the secretary. She's too nice. All right.
High as a kite on drugs.
Splinter also says the trial will probably take about an hour. You'll probably need 2 sessions to do what's after the trial. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Things are quieter than I expected here at the courthouse. Though I've always felt courthouse is a bit of a misnomer. Government building is probably the best way to describe these towers, all-encompassing and impenetrably vague. 100 floors of officials and documents and paper-pushing queues, with a couple dozen courtrooms squeezed in along the way. Didn't think I'd be arguing in a court when I woke up today. Didn't think that my friend would be dead, or that he'd have thrust an android onto my lap either. It's hard to believe this is like all happening in a day.
I know.
I could just walk in there and concede. Emma would be irritated and more than a little confused, but I could play it off as an exercise in grief. The android would complain, loudly of course, but I wouldn't have to listen to it. Now that it's registered in my name, I could probably just order the damn thing to reset its memory. But I haven't done that. And I guess I don't plan to.
Good.
Why? It must be because I have my suspicions as well. Sarah insists that David would never commit suicide, and I haven't actually stopped to ask myself whether or not I agree. David was rational, subdued, private, hard on himself, and not prone to emotional outbursts. So maybe that's why I'm finding myself outside a courtroom, prepared to humor and add suspicions before the state. Because I don't really believe David killed himself either. What's your progress bar at?
I can confirm that I am making progress.
That's
Well,
not
shit.
an answer to my question.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
But it would be difficult to summarize that progress in terms of a completion percent.
Give it your best shot anyway.
4%.
Yep.
Are you feeling confident in your case?
Markedly less so after hearing that.
Do you think the judge will be amenable to your argument?
What are you talking about?
Do you know the judge we've been assigned? Are they particularly lenient or strict?
Adjutants are always a coin flip, so... You do know what an adjutant is, don't you? Are you expecting
look
to
it
see a
up.
bearded old man with a robe and gavel when we get in there?
Should I not?
Adjutants are android judges, okay? With all the authority that entails.
I am surprised to hear that people are willing to accept rulings made by automated dependents.
Rulings
Honestly,
come
I'm
from...
too.
Me too. Rulings come from landmark cases in the higher courts. Those are passed down by actual judges, real people with decades of study and experience. But not every eviction case or traffic ticket that ends up in court requires years of legal expertise. Sometimes all you need is a referee and a sentencing algorithm.
So, androids are used to reduce caseload?
Been that way for decades.
But how was a law that replaced judges ever enforced? Wouldn't there be injunctions, stalling?
Judges did fight it for years at every level and in every theater. But the public lost their patience for that kind of obstruction during the 60s. The state needed to shred budgets across the board. And so judges that couldn't be replaced by years of legal battles were instead ushered into early retirement by the unrelenting force of our great nation's accountants.
And it's not controversial, having machines determine sentencing for human beings?
Whatever controversy there is, it gets aimed at the machines, not the people who put them there. And the machines can't lose sleep over it. Besides, used to be that even the most high profile of crimes wouldn't get a court date until weeks or months later. Nowadays, most crimes are prosecuted within a single business week.
And that's not rushing things?
Keeps people in my line of work on their toes, that's for sure.
I'm just surprised to hear that there's so much haste.
Don't they teach you about classical conditioning in android school? You gotta feed the dog immediately after you ring the bell. If punishment doesn't follow the crime in quick succession, the lesson doesn't stick.
I see. But if adjutants are so effective, why aren't they used in every trial? Why aren't they used in politics?
That's a logical question to ask.
And the answer is?
That logic only gets you so far when it comes to people.
Doesn't everyone want the courts to be just as possible? If adjutants are truly impartial and incorruptible.
Everyone wants justice, sure, but there are other considerations to be had.
Like nuance.
Such as?
Disgust.
Or that.
What?
That's all people really care about. What all their morals boil down to. Just what they do or don't find disgusting. Only problem is, everything's more palatable when viewed through a screen. So when everyone sees the world through AR and cameras and no one ever gets dirt under their fingernails, you'd be surprised what you can get away with. You would know, Morgan.
I guess. Yeah, I guess if, like, you really boil it down, it could be interpreted that way, but that's just from her perspective. She's such a sociopath girl boss.
She is that.
Also, oh, yeah. She is that, you said?
Yeah.
No. Crab said the phone charm you get as a reward for High Roller is degen as fuck. I thought I saw a nipple at first. Amazing. Is it of Emma?
That seems to be the implication.
Have you faced an Asari commando unit before?
Oh my gosh, Splinter.
Few humans have.
How perfect.
Now I can see why Splinter was worried about making mistakes earlier. You're not helping your case?
Splinter. Did you want this split as well?
It's Ray's? That's wild.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you for the 2,000 bits.
It's the other detective in a bunny outfit. That's wild.
I might actually be able to split it evenly now. Because I never added your other one yet, so. Thank you so much, Splinter. Oh, it's Ray's in a bunny girl outfit?
Yeah, not Emma. So that's why you equipped it to piss her off? Amazing.
I don't understand.
Yeah, well, therein lies the problem.
Yeah, people are confusing. Society is confusing. Courtroom 48. Dang.
Just a preliminary hearing, huh? You wouldn't know it from the look on her face. But I shouldn't have expected any leeway once we stepped into the courtroom. Not with her.
That's adjutant up there. Is it asleep?
Oh.
It's loading.
That's a sick design.
It needs to load?
Don't be rude. Not every ad can afford to be decked out as extravagantly as you. Especially not those the state buys in bulk.
There's an audience.
You mean the gallery? That's nothing. It could have been a lot worse. Word of any trial in the case of David Asher's death must have spread like wildfire, even a mock trial like this one. Detectives like Razor London would get chewed out for leaking things to the press. But uniformed officers had little to lose and a lot to gain by dropping a text to their attentive friends in the media. And then there's the corporate plants. Interns usually, preferably ones with modded eyes. It's illegal to film inside a courtroom, but this is the year 2086. Things are gonna get out one way or another. I don't like having my face on camera. I don't like attention in general.
But I wonder why.
Yeah. But I'm not such a coward that I'd skip David's funeral just because there'd be a paparazzi outside of it. My pretty little likeness was going to end up in the background of some tabloid photograph one way or another by the end of this circus. At least this way, it's decent marketing for my legal services.
Happen once the adjutant finishes loading. How will the trial proceed?
With all those films you watch, I'd figure that you could extrapolate.
Getting distracted by the cube.
Cube.
It just keeps rotating. I am asking so as to correct any misconceptions.
Well, not everything you saw on the silver screen is outdated. The court will come to order and there will be a classification of the charges. The defense enters a plea, and if it's not guilty, the prosecution begins making their case.
That means calling witnesses to the stand, correct?
Mostly. Sometimes they'll testify virtually from a separate location. Depends on the security concerns surrounding the particular individual in the case.
What do you do then? Sit here and watch?
Not if I want to get paid. I cross-examine witnesses after the prosecution are done questioning them. I can present evidence or witnesses of my own in response as long as I have discovery backing me.
You've said that before. Discovery means?
Just that I can't pull stuff out of my pockets and present it without any kind of context. I have to have proof that I acquired it legally during the course of my investigation. Unlike Miles Edgeworth.
Yeah, unlike.
Most of the time that means having recordings or witnesses that can verify my investigation.
Which I can provide.
You didn't think I was letting you tag along because I liked you, did you?
And the jury? I don't see where they would sit.
The jury hasn't sat in the actual courtroom for years now. They have their own chambers where they watch a feed of the trial's proceedings in anonymity.
And that's not an issue? Don't people want to look someone in the eye before passing judgment on them?
You've got an old-fashioned sense of justice, don't you? But there's no jury at a preliminary hearing anyway. It's only meant to evaluate whether or not the prosecution has enough evidence to go to trial. A mere formality in today's day and age. With tools like optics and arcs, there's never any shortage of evidence to work with. Atlas, thank you for wasting a bunch of money for no reason.
Hell yeah.
So all you have to do today is convince the adjutant?
Easier said than done. Adjutants lean heavily towards evidence over arguments. And right now, the evidence suggests that David killed himself. If it's going to be an uphill battle, I can't afford to stumble. I need to focus on establishing an alternate interpretation of the facts, and it needs to be solid. But I don't have a suspect or even a motive for killing David. Yet. Anyway, I'll need to be sharp. Emma doesn't play nice enough for me to be anything less.
I think it's waking up.
Add 84.
1984.
This third lower court is now in session. Adjutant Ad 84 presiding. I call to order the case of the People versus Asher. Do the people wish to make an opening statement? No, Your Honor.
No point in bothering when it's just the adjutant here.
Very well. Do the defense wish to make an opening statement?
Not at this time, Your Honor. Might as well ring the bell and get the shit show start.
If neither the people nor the defense wish to make an opening statement, then it falls to me to set the stage. My model name is Adjutant. My unit designation code is Ad 84.
This isn't about you.
Yeah. Making it about me, though.
I am a machine, an automated dependent, and I serve the state by presiding over trials. You might find yourself wondering, why? What gives the machine the right to judge a human? A fair question, but the answer is simple. In every culture, in every society, no matter how it is worshipped, enshrined, or deified, justice has one defining quality. Justice is beautiful.
You're weirding me out.
Like a balanced equation, like the golden ratio, like the Vitruvian man, justice is beautiful. So what gives me the right? This gorgeous bod.
You know,
What?
fair. But also, what?
Whatever. Forget it. Forget I said anything. I was trying to lighten the mood, but I can see everyone hates me. What personality did she download just now?
A lot. Multiple.
Is she okay?
Do the trial without me. They're guilty, or whatever.
Your Honor.
Wait, what the flip? This defendant's already dead. Why are we doing this? Is this a debug thing? 'Cause I'll log the error if I need to.
Are you being hacked?
Yeah.
No, Your Honor. This is a preliminary hearing to determine whether David Asher did, in fact, commit suicide, as he... I get it. Yeah,
You want... Now she's got an accent?
you want to make sure he wasn't cuckoo in the cranium before you cut up his will like a T-bone. I didn't realize that adjutants were so lively.
They aren't. They're supposed to be austere and statuesque. Looks like we got served the most in need of repairs adjutant the court system could find. Whatever paper
Yeah,
pusher
seriously.
we rushed to get this trial going must have wanted a little payback for the kindness.
Wow.
Shresh, thank you for the resub for 3 months.
Yeah.
Hope
Hell
you enjoy
yeah.
your emotes.
What's that look for? Could it be you're trying to size me up?
Wouldn't dream of it, Your Honor.
Good, because if you have doubts about my ability to run this trial, I could always just enact summary judgment here and now. I'm sure you'd find my ruling to be fair and even-handed.
That won't be necessary, Your Honor. She's much more of a character than I'm used to seeing up there, even counting all the flesh and blood judges I've met. But she's still just an adjutant. She'll follow the evidence where it leads. So as long as I can make a few adjustments for the occasional outburst from the bench, my plan's still workable. ChatGPT is
So-
bugged.
Yeah.
This is why
People.
people are experiencing psychosis.
I mean, yeah.
So, people, shall we get started with that first witness?
Right away, Your Honor. The people call Dr. Yumi Sato to the stand.
Hope the adjutants get more and more ridiculous each episode. Are they gonna have Phoenix
Oh my
Wright
God.
levels of freakouts though?
I mean,
By the
I don't
way, when you do
remember her
finish episode 1,
voice.
there's bonus scenarios. I highly recommend streaming through. Bonus scenarios? Like what?
It's Yumi.
Hey,
So how about it, pretty lady? You swear to tell the whole and unadulterated truth to the best of your ability?
I do.
Good enough for me.
Dr. Sato, you were in charge of the autopsy for David Asher, were you not?
It's basically Sarah interviewing everyone we've met so far. Oh, okay.
oh, cute.
I wasn't sure if it was like alternate versions of the case.
Like the trial
Yeah.
itself, yeah.
I was. And when did you make your examination? I started last night. Well, technically 1 a.m. would be very early this morning.
I think you can still say last night if you're talking about 1 in the morning.
Objection.
Don't start this
Amazing.
bullshit.
The
You think I
defense
won't
will have
object
their
back?
The defense will have their opportunity to cross-examine. Until then, they should refrain from making errant remarks.
The hell? All I said was...
Yeah, what she said.
You mean sustained?
Don't get cute with me, counselor.
What?
Oh, damn.
Don't
You didn't
steal
do
my
that.
chips.
What the hell?
Being cute is my job.
God damn, we've barely gotten started.
That seemed pretty bad, Adonai.
Making mistakes will increase your blind. Blind is how much credit you'll lose for answering incorrectly when you yourself aren't controlling the ante. Blind increments on its own throughout the trial as the stakes get higher, but resets at the end of each day. Blind starts at and caps out at a higher number if you're playing in high roller. Well, we don't have to worry about that. Mind the blind number in the top left when it appears. It helps you gauge what you stand to lose. When is this game going to cross over with Balatro?
We should try to avoid being penalized in the future.
Don't worry, it's unavoidable. I guess it's scripted.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip. Shake it off. I'll get my chance to raise objections of my own soon enough.
Dr. Sato, were you able to determine the cause of death?
He passed away due to respiratory failure.
Could you explain what that means to the court?
Essentially, he wasn't getting enough oxygen to his blood. It seems by the time he arrived at the hospital, he was no longer breathing.
What does respiratory failure look like? What are the symptoms? There would be lightheadedness, dizziness, fainting, pale skin, and a bluish tinge around certain extremities. And the condition he was in matched those symptoms? Correct. In your experience, what are the most common causes of respiratory failure? It can be caused by injury or disease, but the subject had no wounds or reported illnesses and otherwise appeared to be perfectly healthy. And what else could cause respiratory failure then? It is also commonly seen in fatal drug overdoses. Drug overdoses. Did you perform a tox screen on Dr. Asher?
Yes, but his tox screen came back clean. Whatever killed him, it wasn't something we've encountered before.
Wait, a clean tox screen? Clean?
Huh.
Dialogue will proceed automatically during testimony, but you can still choose to advance text manually with continue. You'll need to read carefully and wait for the witness to make a statement that sounds wrong. Then hit the call button to call their bluff. Hover over the call button or toggle on Insight to focus on the claims within a witness statement. Insight can be disabled in settings. I thought that was on by default. Testimony will loop until you call. Okay.
Which is what chat was warning.
Yeah. Can't let this chance slip by. I need to catch her mistake the second it comes out of her mouth. So I guess we can like let it at least loop once to make sure that we've seen all of it before we start. Yeah. Whiskey. Okay. David's contract. Upright cup. Oh, was it just what she just said? Yeah,
right.
yeah. I think it's exactly what you just read.
Like how we
Okay.
do with Phoenix, right?
Yeah. Fucking mouse. Okay.
Tribute to the drug overdose.
Something she said just now doesn't make sense. I have evidence that directly contradicts her, so I just need to find the right moment to present it.
Can we look at our evidence?
Is there a way to look at it?
Because, like, if we can look at our phone or something to, like, look at it.
I pressed escape and it didn't come up. So is there no way to look at our evidence?
Here,
I guess
maybe?
it's here.
Okay.
Okay, terms real quick. Adjutant, commercial name for automated dependent judicial models. Adjutants are automated dependents that preside over trials for the state. While most adjutants are designed and sold as software and then loaded onto courthouse-specific hardware, including Android bodies, they can interpret trial proceedings and render judgment based entirely on stenographer records if need be, ruling on cases in an entirely digital capacity. Reviews of adjutants by third parties have shown that they are overwhelmingly more equitable and even-handed in their sentencing than human judges because they cannot be bribed or intimidated. Adjutants are especially preferred for cases involving organized crime or corporate misconduct. Adjutants use a 9-fold personality engram for rendering their judgments and building consensus, known as the nonary system, among software engineers. Because each of these 9 personas are constructed by a different think tank or institution from across the political spectrum, ideological contamination in adjutant units is practically impossible. There have been a small number of reported cases where nonary processing has born particularly enthusiastic or eccentric personas. Well,
we
presumably
found that one.
in an unorthodox, if not effective, attempt to reconcile particularly disparate opinions across their 9 constituent personalities with a single authoritative loud voice. With the state's court backlog essentially cleared for the past half-decade, questions arose as to the continued need for adjutants to lighten the judicial system's human resource burden, but a Senate Investigative Committee 74JD91 determined that removing adjutants from the legal system would be prohibitively expensive at this point. She has a birthday.
Apparently.
She likes raw salmon and gymnastics and running water. She doesn't like criminals.
Running water.
Or contrarians or pigeons.
What the pigeon do?
Wow.
Wow. I mean, she is very focused on her body. Oh, crap. That sucks. So what was it? David's contract, the cup, whiskey. I don't
Binder
know what the fourth
containing
thing
the
was.
full. I don't think that's.
Yeah, I don't think it's
right
that.
now. David's cup, plastic cup that David Asher was drinking from before he died. Analysis shows matches for his fingerprints and saliva, but toxicology tests have proven inconclusive. So she's saying his tox screening was clean.
It was clean.
So do we need to?
Let's look at the whiskey too, real quick, just to make sure.
No foreign elements or toxins.
So the cup, basically.
Yeah, I would say the cup because it said that it's inconclusive and she's saying he is clean.
What did the
So-
pigeons do to you, Eco? What did the pigeons do? I love pigeons. Oh, come on. Cool.
So on this statement, when a tox screen was run at the hospital, it came back clean?
That's what I would think.
Slap her across the face. After choosing to call
Get
in a
outta
statement,
here.
you need to respond with evidence. Yeah, I figured that. Look over the 3 cards that show up and confirm your card before the timer runs out. Well, we don't have a timer, so.
Luckily.
Okay. Describe, no, not the contract, the cup. Not
That's why they were
poisoned.
saying it's wonky.
Oh, wait. This is not the cup. This is the upright cup. That's her cup.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was David's cup.
I thought it was 2.
If you mouse over
Oh,
the
shit.
call button, it should highlight the important text. Well, it's too late now.
I also forgot to we probably should have saved. Oops.
Well, whatever.
bad at
We'll just have to get it
remembering.
wrong, I guess.
I mean, maybe it's right. Maybe.
Well, which one do you want to play?
Because the upright cup was probably clean, unless that is David's
It's her-
cup.
no, it's
oh wait, what does it
hers.
say?
It's
Drank by
Young's
John.
cup. And that one's definitively not poisoned.
But so was the whiskey, right? Negative for poison. Oh.
Oh, they're saying it was clean as in no alcohol?
Oh.
I just thought they were talking about, like...
I didn't realize
specifically-
alcohol shows up on tox at all.
No, that makes sense,
thought it
but
was
I didn't
drugs.
think that that's what it was referring to. So I guess it would be the whiskey then.
It would be. I never would have thought. I just didn't even realize that's something that shows up.
Wanna bet? Oh, just hit her in the face.
Angry Emma.
It's impossible for David Asher's tox screen to be clean, and we all know it, since he was on camera drinking alcohol the night he died. Okay, well, at least we picked the right one.
Yeah.
Like the right statement.
Yeah. Well, because that's what Morgan responded to in the first place and was like, the what? Clean.
Right, and I mean, that does make sense, but I When they said the tox screening was clean, I just thought, I don't know, I guess I thought they were just
Yeah.
referring
No,
to
I
the...
panicked too. I definitely thought the cup as well.
That makes sense.
And that scared you?
The witness merely misspoke, Your Honor. As it plainly states on the tox report itself, Dr. Asher did have alcohol in his blood, but not at such a concentration as to be lethal. Yeah,
See,
my
that's what I
bad.
thought she meant.
When I said the tox screen was clean, I just meant it didn't tell the attending physicians anything they didn't already know.
That's still a weird thing to say.
Yeah, but that's how I took what she said as well.
Yeah.
Overall, a little more
It
nitpicky.
just is like,
yeah, I guess this is,
Sorry.
yeah, this is just the tutorial, so that's probably why they did it that way.
yeah.
Overall, a little more nitpicky than I like to be, but at least I was able to balance the momentum, more or less.
Shall we continue, Dr. Sato?
Not the Phoenix Wright, I misspoke BS.
Yeah.
Much like Phoenix Wright, some of the difficulty is figuring out how they want you to make the argument. Yeah.
That's always been my downfall.
If the tox screens were negative for pharmaceuticals and drugs, what caused Dr. Asher's respiratory failure? During my autopsy, I analyzed.
I analyzed.
I analyzed.
We're like, are you sure that you are a
Should
professional,
she
man?
be up here? I know.
I analyzed his blood and was able to isolate a foreign compound. So there was a lethal dose of a drug inside his body. It just happened to be a drug that the hospital had never encountered before. That's correct.
I think we're all going to get tired pretty fast if we don't at least pick a placeholder name for this substance, Your Honor.
The people don't object, Your Honor.
Giggle pig. Isn't that
In
what they
that
called in
case-
Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I don't remember.
Giggle pig? I think that's what it was.
I'll put all my creative heuristics to work coming up with an original, scientific, fitting name for this substance. A name like Omega.
Mine's better.
Omega-3.
That's not...
already exists.
She fell asleep.
Yeah. She's tired. She's been up like a week. No
Mhm.
sleep. Only stay awake.
That name is already taken.
Fine. Call it Delta or whatever.
She picking her nose?
Yeah. I noticed that when she like personality swap.
Delta, used as science to denote an unknown variable. Not bad.
Mine's better. I wish it would have let you, like, type in something.
Giggle pig. Yeah.
Delta has other meanings when it comes to drugs, but yeah, our Delta matches no known public pharmacology or toxicology records. That being said, chemically, it does have all the hallmarks of a general depressant.
I know the feeling.
Oh, she's sad now. Oh my god.
So it stands to reason that it would exhibit a similar effect on the body when ingested. You say ingested. Why? I eliminate all other possibilities during my examination of the body. He must have swallowed it. And judging from his stomach contents, it must have been a liquid. Thank you, Dr. Sato. Shall I summarize things for the court?
Yes, please. I wasn't listening that closely.
The victim died of respiratory failure, and his
Mhm.
tox screens showed that his blood was clear of anything that could cause respiratory failure. Except for this unknown substance, the poison we've labeled Delta.
Well, that sounds like a textbook suicide. Should we wrap it up here?
Not quite yet, Your Honor. This may clearly be a poisoning, but there's at least one detail about this case that doesn't feel like a suicide at all.
Died from respiratory failure. Drink. Before he died, didn't see him. Wait, what's the testimony? What's David's? Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Hmm.
Died from respiratory failure, unknown substance in blood. Drank with David before he died. Didn't see him add anything. Corroborated by cam footage. Drank before death. Negative for poison. I mean,
Do you want to quick or save real quick, just in case?
I mean, I can.
Just in case.
I'll put it in this corner. There's a real drug called crocodile. They should call it that.
Yeah.
I would assume it's her testimony because she didn't see him add anything to his drink, and they have footage that he didn't add anything.
Yeah.
Because, like, this doesn't...
Well, does it mean... Wait, go back to hers? Her testimony?
Oh.
Didn't see him add it. Okay, never mind. Yeah. I thought... I
Because
didn't know if it said didn't to add anything or didn't see him add anything.
Didn't see him add anything, and then it's corroborated by the cam footage. Because the whiskey, it's negative for poison. So what's...
Right.
You know, that doesn't really tell us anything.
Nothing.
And then died from respiratory failure, unknown substance, and blood. So we're trying to prove that it's not a suicide. So I think of these three things, her testimony is the best thing we have.
Yeah.
Here.
That makes sense.
You said to click, Crab? It's not, clicking is not working, so I guess. The people shouldn't get ahead of themselves. There's nothing textbook about a supposed suicide that had a witness sitting there watching it happen.
As you say.
Well, now I'm lost. Was the poisoning a suicide or not?
That's the point.
That's
If that's
the question.
the case, then perhaps we should give the defense the opportunity to cross-examine.
Here you drag. When you're contradicting a witness, you need to click and not drag. Okay.
Unless they're going to insist on testifying themselves.
How kind of you to offer. Ball's in my court now, so how do I counter? Emma's argument basically goes as follows. David ingested the Delta knowingly, and the Delta caused his respiratory failure. He died of respiratory failure, thus David committed suicide. During blackjack, every piece of information you learn deals you a card. Choose only the questions that are logical and relevant, and only press if you think a line of questioning is worth continuing, or else you'll go bust and lose credit. Select the press option to see what the follow-up question would be. You can only win blackjack when you reach exactly 21, so don't press further if you're already there. Don't ask the wrong questions. No pressure.
Stress. All the pressure.
With my cross-examination, I need to put a microscope over the weakest part of the argument and hope that some cracks will appear under pressure. Okay, I don't think... Are you sure it was ingested? No, we don't need to ask that. Are you sure it was respiratory failure? Are you sure Delta is to blame?
Well, they were talking about earlier about the ingestion because we had asked, are you sure it wasn't breathed into Sarah separately back in the basement? And then she's like, well, there was nothing. No one did that to him, but we didn't, like, that was the only thing that she couldn't verify for sure that it wasn't ingested. That's the only reason I'm thinking maybe it was the ingested, because the only reason they're assuming it is because of the liquid in his stomach, but the liquid in his stomach isn't necessarily tested for it, for what was in his system. Like, he could have breathed it in downstairs because the cup didn't have it either. Neither did the whiskey. Right? I think the cup didn't have it. Am I wrong?
The cup didn't have...
traces of it.
David's cup was inconclusive.
Oh, right. So we don't know. But I don't know. I assume respiratory failure is correct. Because everything's saying that. And he has all the symptoms.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, like, if we ask that, she might give us another option and be like, well, it could have been something else. Like, I mean, she seems sure, but I don't know if any of those symptoms would potentially lead to something else. The other question is, are you sure Delta is to blame? Because they don't actually know what the substance is.
Wait, that's why I was thinking 1 or 3. I just was thinking because the respiratory failure, everything points to it, and she wasn't the only one who said that. I think the hospital also said that. I could be wrong, though. Well, she's the one who did the autopsy.
Unknown substance detected in bloodstream, 20 milligrams total. She said it was depressant.
Right. What the hell is talk screen?
But, like, it's an unknown substance, so how do we know for sure that that killed him?
Yeah. Yeah. No idea what the third one either.
Inconclusive.
But I just figured they cannot prove that he inhaled it, but also we don't know if that's what killed him either.
Sorry, I'm just trying to look through here quickly.
Legit.
Poison. What's this say? Has many similarities to the chemical makeup of a depressant drug. No additional traces found anywhere at the crime scene or in David's penthouse.
So we don't know where it came from.
No, but that makes me wonder, like, why ask if it was anything other than ingested? Because there were no other traces of it.
That's fair. Well, I also think the third one's weird, you know.
Okay. Wonder
So
how
we
Emma
don't know
feels
if it
about the
killed him.
charm on your phone.
Hey, Emma, like my charm?
Hi, Mika. Ooh, you're just in time for court.
Hell yeah. Fucking court.
All right. So you want to ask, are you sure Delta's to blame?
Yeah, if we're both, like, unsure about that one. That makes sense.
I mean, like you said earlier, it kind of depends on, like, the spin that they're putting on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, like, I don't know what the game wants for sure, but
Right.
I was also bad at Phoenix Wright, so I don't know if I'm good at these games, to be honest.
Are you sure Delta's to blame? Dr. Sato, you were only able to even identify the presence of this Delta after hours of work. Can you really be sure that this never before seen chemical can cause respiratory failure?
Well, I have had time to run simulations, and they do give every indication that it would act as a depressant.
But, like, enough to kill someone?
That doesn't mean, yeah. Ingest enough of any depressant, respiratory failure would occur.
But how
But it's
much?
only like, what, 20 milligram?
Yeah, that's what it said. That's why
Because,
I'm
like,
curious.
isn't... I've had...
Should we press and ask, like, how much?
My antidepressant was, like, 20. Or actually, I think it was 10. Rivers had 20, though. Like, I don't know. Do you think that was believable?
I mean, I guess the question is, like, if we press, then maybe we could ask, like, how much would it, you know, would you potentially need to kill someone? Because 20
Right.
milligrams doesn't seem that much.
No. I mean, it can be with certain drugs, but for me, antidepressants I've known, it's not. Pretty
Splinter
standard
says my AD is 150 milligrams. Well, there you go.
What's AD? Oh, antidepressant. Yeah. Whereas, like, I was on 10 and River was on 20 of, I think it was escapralitam. And, like, River's was a fairly normal dose. It could be a bit higher, but that might be on the lower end still, but it's still acceptable. Yours is obscenely high.
20 seems low, but the only thing I can think is, like, maybe it had an adverse effect with the alcohol.
Yeah, you're usually not supposed to drink
I don't know.
on certain antidepressants or just on antidepressants in general, but you've had it
That's
as
mine
high
too.
as
It varies a
200.
lot by type.
It probably depends on the
Mm.
chemical.
Do you want to press?
Mine is 5. Yeah, mine was 10 and Rivers was 20. And mine, they said, was really low. And he was like, are you sure you don't need higher? And I was like, I don't know. Well, come to find out. Apparently, I didn't need that. I need ADHD medication. I don't know. I really don't. I feel like I have bad instincts with these games.
Press. I don't know. You've ran simulations? I need more information somewhere.
Yeah.
So you haven't tested Delta on an actual person?
No, I haven't. That would be very difficult to do given our extremely limited sample. Not to mention highly unethical.
That's not really what I wanted to know, but okay. Of course. But without such a test, you don't actually know for sure that Delta can cause any of the symptoms you've described.
Was there a question in that statement, counselor?
You don't actually know for sure, do you?
No, not yet anyway.
Okay. So I guess we could ask any of them, but I don't know.
We're at 16 out of 21.
Yeah.
Pressing cost 1. And I think the initial question was 3. I don't know if they'll all be that much, but that's what the last one was. All right, so you want to ask, are you sure it was ingested?
Only because of the conversation we had with Sarah earlier. It's not because of anything she said, so I don't know.
I thought the conversation with Sarah earlier was supposed to suggest that it definitely was ingested, but maybe not.
Oh. I don't know. I might have interpreted it wrong too. My comprehension's ass. Shout out to the Heartbreak Ace.
They all vary. Great.
Okay. This does say blind -2 in the upper left, though.
Yeah.
But if you bust, you'll know immediately. Wrong questions and wrong presses basically instantly deal you a 10. And I think you typically start with more than 10.
No stress here.
Yeah. You could save. Save scrum. Save scrum.
I mean, we could try... We could try was it ingested? If that's your gut feeling.
I don't know. I was wrong earlier.
That's fine.
I just don't know how it wasn't respiratory failure.
Yeah, again, it's a matter of like,
Yeah.
if you could be like, well, could anything else cause this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, I
You
don't
did
know
say
where
that. I
this is
forgot
going to
about
go, which I think is the biggest
Yeah.
issue is like, it's kind of like when you're playing an RPG and you go to say, it gives you a text for what you're going to say. And then when you click it,
It's
like
not how you want to
it's
say it.
nothing like that. And the character's like either super aggressive or like just says something out of pocket that you're like, well, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
The blackjack thing is the part you like least in this game. Fair enough. Love Fallout 4. Yeah. We can try and ingest it. I mean, you might be right. Don't sell yourself short. Dr. Sato, you said that the subject had to have ingested the Delta orally. But how sure can we actually be about that?
Pretty sure. I mean, I could go into detail about all the cavities that I checked, but I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd.
I don't think I want to press this.
Yeah, because if she doesn't find anything in the nose or something, then.
All right. Are you sure it was respiratory failure? Isn't it possible that he actually died from something other than respiratory failure?
Well, no. No, not really. Oh.
So we should have pressed that?
I guess. You could argue or speculate about what caused the respiratory failure, but it is, in fact, a fact that he died because his heart and lungs stopped working.
Right. Thank you for that.
Well.
So... Well, we already pressed the Delta one, so I guess we should press this, even though it really didn't seem like she had anything else to offer.
Yeah, unless you're allowed to press things more than once, but that seems pointless.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it gave us another chance to press the other one, so... So I guess we want to be like, what'd you find in his butt? Press! Like, I guess... Was
he into anal? Yes or no?
Okay, so this is she's saying, was it knowingly ingested? Which I guess you could use to argue the suicide angle.
Yeah.
All right. But how sure can we be that the subject ingested the Delta knowingly? I guess I should at least hover over the press ones first to see what she's gonna, or how she's gonna tackle that.
Interpret it, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't really help with the regular questions, but how can we be sure that the subject ingested the Delta knowingly?
Well, we can't be sure of that. Certainly not just from an autopsy.
You said it must have been a liquid, yes. Would it have been a large amount?
Depends on the concentration of the delivery solution. It could have just been a drop.
The kind of thing that could easily go unnoticed, yes?
Cause for speculation, Your Honor.
Withdrawn.
Oh, man. I wanted to jump on her case.
Seems like that's...
Blackjack.
Blackjack, okay. Thank you for your time, Dr. Sato. We all appreciate it. But it does seem like we're still in the dark about many details regarding Dr. Asher's death, wouldn't you say?
Oh, poisoning via the compound we're calling Delta is still the most likely explanation.
So there are other explanations for what happened.
Defense is calling for speculation, Your Honor.
It's not speculation when a medical examiner is attempting to explain the cause of death, Your Honor.
The witness will answer the question. Well, respiratory failure can be caused by illnesses. If he had an undiagnosed pneumonia or some other disease and his respiratory system was weakened. Undiagnosed pneumonia. Oh, sorry, wrong person. Undiagnosed pneumonia with his level of health care. It is technically possible.
I'll take it. I have no more questions for this witness. Ugh, that felt weak, but I can't be picky when I'm stalling for time. Seeding doubt wherever I can, however I can, is just about all I can manage.
Okay. Detective Rice, you were one of the leads in the investigation. One of the leads in investigating this crime scene? Yes, ma'am. And did you interview the EMTs who first arrived on the scene? I did. They responded to an emergency signal from the home security console located in the kitchen. What did they find when they arrived on the scene? The victim was unconscious on the floor of his parlor. He was receiving CPR from a witness, the individual who had called them.
Acting like that's a huge win when you just stumble through blackjack every time. That's probably what's gonna happen. It's just gonna be stumbling through.
Yeah. Dancing through life.
Pretty much.
They were both airlifted. They were both airlifted to Gatesfield Memorial Hospital, and Dr. Asher was declared dead shortly after arriving there.
She's actually handling herself pretty well up on the stand. I have expected her to roll her eyes during the swearing in. But when you take into consideration her love for boot heel authority, she might be right at home here in the courtroom, the very seat of the state's power over the people.
The witness met with the deceased about a half hour before he fell ill, from 7:30 to 8 p.m. The two of them talked for some time and shared a drink. Shortly after, Dr. Asher became distracted, lightheaded, and eventually non-responsive.
I think I was a little more high-pitched with her. It's been a bit.
Then during the same time period, during drinking the same liquor, this witness exhibited no symptoms themselves? None. Through a collaborative effort with Noble Electronic Security Division, we searched the entire building.
I think it was more like that.
But we found nothing unusual in any of the food or drink on the premises, including the bottle that the witness and the deceased drank from. So what was your ultimate conclusion after investigating the scene? The whiskey bottle was clean. The witness's drink was clean. The only person who got sick was Dr. Asher, drinking from the cup he had prepared. So it was our determination that Dr. David Asher committed suicide by poisoning himself.
She's pretty tight-lipped up there, but I think she slipped up at least once. The police want to claim that they've eliminated every other possibility and covered every angle. But I know that there are a number of blind spots that they're not willing to admit to. Cup. David's cup. Poison.
David's cup. She said everything was clean, but David's cup is inconclusive.
That's true to the evidence we have.
What?
It's like
Hello?
crunch.
Music? I don't know.
Crunch.
Judge serving. Yeah. She's asleep. Also true.
He's the one who prepared their drinks. There was no opportunity for the witness to ever slip him something. He drank from a cup that he himself poisoned. Seems pretty cut and dry if you ask me, but just to be sure, we scanned the kitchen, the lab, the basement. There was no poison anywhere else.
Oh, anywhere
She slipped
else.
up there and made a claim she can't actually support. All I need to do is point it out, and then I'll get to watch her self-destruct, which should be fun.
Cute.
I just want to look at my evidence. I really wish you could look at the evidence here.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of annoying that you have to come back to the screen to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, David's cup. Inconclusive. Too much of the whiskey was drunk and or evaporated. Wait, that wasn't. What's that?
Kirka? Or the
Oh,
upright
it's upright cup.
I
What
don't
is
remember
it?
what the third thing was, though. Oh, poison, question
it's
mark
here.
was the other one.
I guess this is upright cup.
Yeah.
Small amount of whiskey left in. Found upright. Last one was just poison, I think.
Poison, question.
Poison,
yeah.
question mark. Crab mentioned if you mouse over, call it, highlights the keywords in the statement. Oh, okay.
All right. My eyes!
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You can keep doing it.
I
So
think that
7:30
was-
p.m.
I think that was correct.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I screenshot the evidence they show before the statement. I don't got short-term memory, crab.
Yeah.
It's just a weird design choice.
I mean, she can't support that. I don't know what we'd use for it, but she can't support
maybe
that.
the poison itself, because it wasn't located anywhere else in the
That's true.
penthouse. So it's like, well, where'd he get it from then?
Yeah.
And there's no other, like, it's not like there's a vial that has traces or other, you know.
That makes sense.
That's what I got. Because her cup, it's just like, well, it doesn't have any traces.
Right.
I think this is also the most presumptuous statement, like, that we have that we could call on.
It's an assumption, yeah.
Right, and they can't see what happens in the basement either. I had that too, but we don't have, we didn't have, like, anything relating to the footage.
Right.
But I thought of that as well. There's nothing. I was gonna say, there's, like, nothing here. We scanned the kitchen, the lab, and the basement, which... I mean, you scanned it, but...
Yeah.
There was no poison anywhere else.
You could also call it on that one. But I guess the...
Yeah, but with the evidence...
Yeah.
The thing about that is... Yeah, the evidence that we have, I don't know that that would... Oh my god. Just let me go back to my evidence. I mean, the only other thing I can think is when she says he poisoned himself, there's the toxicology tests are inconclusive.
Right.
No additional traces found anywhere at the crime scene or in the penthouse. I mean, maybe it's the cup then?
Good question.
Didn't we have a safe here?
I thought so too.
Weird. Anyway. Okay, so she's saying he drank from a cup that he himself poisoned, but she can't prove that there was poison in the cup.
Right.
So I'm going to assume this one?
Yeah.
What do you think?
That makes sense. That would make sense. I don't know otherwise. With what, like, our evidence versus the call is. Oh.
Found knocked over, drank by David, tested inconclusive. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Want to bet?
Want to bet? Oh.
You can't make that claim. Not when the evidence record clearly shows that the tests of Dr. Asher's cup were inconclusive. The police can't claim he drank from a poisoned cup without first proving that his cup was in fact poisoned.
You're talking a lot of sense, lady.
Thanks.
Does it resolve? Or do you have a response, D.A. Rockford? Testing on the deceased's cup has been inconclusive so far, Your Honor. I don't dispute that. Though I'd be surprised if the defense has any idea how else the poison could have possibly been delivered to Dr. Asher alone.
A poisoned dart in the butt. Obviously.
No wounds.
Not at this time, but that's the funny thing about the burden of proof. It's not on the defense.
Yes, we're all aware. Right.
She's playing
We
Switch.
all know that.
Yeah, she is. We all knew that. It looks like almost a Game Boy Advanced. How retro?
Yeah, almost. Maybe she's just really big. And it's
That's
like,
true,
it
too.
makes the Switch look smaller. Could also be a PlayStation Vita.
Yeah.
We all knew that. I definitely knew that.
Playing Animal Crossing over there. Now, if the people are done bemoaning that pesky innocent until proven guilty issue, perhaps I could begin my cross-examination?
Fire away, baby.
That's a Vita. She's playing Danganronpa for sure.
Yeah.
Fire away.
Fire away, baby. Ray's testimony is meant to show that David's the only one who could have poisoned himself. She'll be on guard and hard set against helping me, but if I keep her focus on eliminating other possibilities, I could get her to make my point for me before she even realizes what happened. I would say... she'll be on guard and hard set against helping me if I keep her focus on eliminating other possibilities.
Yeah.
So maybe anyone else in the building?
Yeah, maybe.
That would, if we could eliminate that, maybe. Because, like, the off-camera thing, I think, is what we need to eventually go to, because
Right.
we have evidence that there was a 4-minute window where he wasn't on
Right.
Penumbra's surveillance.
Right.
So let's try anyone else in the building. The only people you saw on the cameras that night were Dr. Asher and this witness, correct?
Yep. There was no footage in the house of anyone else.
Are there any parts of the house that aren't recorded by camera?
Sure. There are a number of rooms in the home's interior that don't have cameras in them.
Someone was hiding in the toilet.
Yeah.
So it's possible that there were other people there that night because cameras weren't watching every room.
No, that's not possible. The only way up to the penthouse is through the building's elevator or the fire escape stairs, both of which are on camera. And that still wouldn't get you past his front door, which is also on camera. No one besides the two of them was there that day.
Sarah was there.
Yeah, did someone like stay in the middle of the night, from days ago, hiding?
Could be. What do you think? You want to press? I think the middle one's the wrong one. Like the absolute wrong one. So I feel like if we press here, we'll probably still be okay because we're only at 15.
Right.
I guess I should have highlighted it to see what she was going to say, but we're past that now.
Yeah.
And if they had been there
forgot to.
before yesterday, Bish?
Then we would have seen them leave again through the front door. Damn.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're just going to fail all of these.
Or we would have found them during the course of our investigation of the house.
Well, I was going to talk... I wanted her to mention Sarah. Like, not that Sarah obviously didn't do it, but as a... Well, she was there,
She was overlooked.
Whatever.
Your Honor, I believe we've exhausted this particular line of questioning.
We're just not going to have any chips. It's fine.
Yeah.
She's asleep. She don't give a shit anyway.
Yeah.
Why am I losing chips if she's asleep? Not that exhausted, goddammit.
Yeah.
All right, what do you want to do?
Off camera then? We can try off camera then if you think the middle one's completely wrong.
I mean, again, it depends on how she approaches it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Because, like,
These
yeah,
are
you
so
could,
vague because it just entirely depends on that.
because, we don't they don't have any like footage of him poisoning himself or clear evidence. I mean, but then she could fire back and say, well, he made the drinks. So
Right.
I don't know. And especially with Morgan being like, she'll be on guard, hard set against helping me. If I set her focus on eliminating other possibilities. So I don't know. I mean, like, the only thing we really have is the 4 minutes that he wasn't on camera.
Right.
So, which, like, these both kind of relate to potentially.
Right.
So I don't know. The first one seems like it could be good, but also turn into, is anyone living in the walls? Well,
I mean,
did they check the walls?
because
somebody
there
could've
was
been living in
someone
there.
living in the walls.
All right, I don't know. Which one do you want to do?
No. And do the off-camera one.
Off camera? This one?
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah.
Detective, isn't it possible that Dr. Asher was poisoned off camera?
Possible? I don't know how else it would have been done. But that just goes to show it had to have been suicide. The only time he was off camera was all by himself.
Okay, fine.
Rip. Shit, that's not where I wanted to lead the conversation.
Yeah.
It might certainly seem that way, yes. Okay. Ever seen
I guess
poisoning
it's the one
himself?
we didn't think.
Detective, we've been doing a lot of assuming and reasoning in quick succession, so I'll ask this plainly for the court. Is there any photographic evidence showing David Asher adding anything to his drink that night? Also, I thought the whole
No.
point was to, like, get rid of other possibilities first.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Seems he had already poured for the both of them by the time he returned to the parlor.
He had already poured? In that case, the next questions need to be when and what.
Well, we know it's not off camera. So I guess the kitchen? That's the only one we haven't done.
When and what? What? Okay.
My
Detective
brain
Reyes,
does
during
not
the course...
think like the people who make these games.
No. They add more questions and it drives me nuts, right, Crab? I mean, it's kind of the same for Phoenix Wright. Like, I remember the
and it
first,
drove
the
me
first
nuts in
case...
Phoenix Wright too.
I remember the first case we did and you were so mad about the clock, which, fair.
So fucking mad. I'm still salty. How the fuck would you know? Psychic.
Yeah, there's so much, like, bullshit Phoenix Wright. As much as I love it, there's so much bullshit. Detective Reyes, during the course of your investigation, did you find any samples of Delta in the kitchen or parlor?
No.
That was a fast answer.
Well, it was a pretty easy question. If we had found poison at the scene of the crime, that'd be pretty important, don't you think?
What about in his lab, his bedroom, his basement?
No, no, and no. We didn't find Delta in any other unusual substance in any part of his penthouse.
What about the salt?
Yeah.
I don't know. The salt is important. It's gonna show up.
Yeah.
Right, they never found any poison. No poison at all?
What
Okay,
does it
what are
say
you gonna
above?
say if I... What about a poison container?
Okay. Why would there be a poison container? What's Stay
I-
say?
Nothing.
Oh.
It just goes back. I don't know if she's trying to ask, like, what about... She's making the point of where the poison came from if they didn't find any. Yeah, that's... I thought that's what she was aiming for. But when they say, like, oh, there weren't traces of poison anywhere...
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess press this to be like, okay, well, where was the poison from? Which we'd already kind of, you and I at least, had already kind of talked about that, because I was like, there weren't any traces anywhere else. So...
Okay.
At any point in the investigation, was poison found on the body of the deceased?
No.
He must have been searched. Did he have any capsules or vials, eyedroppers?
Didn't even have his wallet on him. Why?
Thank you for enlightening the court about this point, Detective.
What point?
Well, I think it's strange, don't you, Detective? I mean, how could he have possibly poisoned himself without first procuring some poison?
Blackjack. What do you mean procure?
Where did it come from, Detective? The poison that you're so sure was dissolved in his drink?
Where'd it go?
It can't
Where'd
have
it come
come from
from,
thin
Conacher?
air, you understand? Maybe he was a magician. It had to have been in another container at some point.
Whatever it was in before, it probably evaporated.
All of it? It only took a small droplet to kill.
Your Honor, are you going to ask them to keep it civil?
She don't give a fuck.
In a minute, sure.
There wasn't any pill bottle in his bathroom or syringe in his pocket containing this apparently deadly substance. So how did he get it? What did he keep it in? Maybe he swallowed the whole vial.
The whole thing.
He just swallowed everything.
Just like Phoenix.
Just
Chewed it up.
yeah.
Glass all.
The police want to claim that Dr. Asher committed suicide because they've established that his guest never had an opportunity to kill him. But they failed to prove that the victim had the means to kill himself.
Then I guess I'll be the one to move things along. The Delta didn't come out of thin air, Counselor. And it didn't come from any syringe either. Dr. Asher was able to drip the poison right into his cup. Straight from the source.
Shit, that's way too specific to be a bluff.
Allow me to submit into evidence Exhibit G. A piece of machinery found in Dr. Asher's laboratory.
Why was this not brought up before?
Sold under the product name Nanofacturer.
Oh, didn't we notice it was the same like material or compound makeup -1 thing?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know this one. It's used in delicate scientific work to produce nanomachines, chemical compounds, and polymers.
That's the same machine I saw when Dawes gave me a tour of the production floor.
Very good, Your Honor. It's a valuable tool in any scientific laboratory, and Dr. Asher was well acquainted with its use.
Is that a claw
So was other
machine?
people.
I wish.
As a matter of fact, he had a number of presets coded into it.
Even the android can see where this is going.
With just a few taps, he could reproduce any number of specific substances for his research. Or any other chemical his heart desired, really.
You think Randoc Mechanics would allow their product to be used to produce illicit chemicals?
Using the nanofacturer to make unlicensed drugs does go against their terms and conditions. So Dr. Asher's warranty is certainly null and void. But they can't hard code their machines to prevent the production of a drug that hasn't been invented yet.
That's...
Dr. Asher died when his respiratory system failed because of a depressant overdose. For him, it would have been peaceful, like falling asleep. You see, he didn't need to commission a synthetic drug from some street vendor or order an exotic poison from overseas. He could produce Delta at any time in the comfort of his own home. A quick and painless death, readily available in under a minute at the touch of a button. Specifically, preset number 19.
Damn. thought I actually had something for a moment there, but I was playing into Emma's hand the entire time. Why didn't you present that evidence earlier, bitch?
Seems like we're done with this witness, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. But before we move on, perhaps we should take a moment and put together a timeline of events as we know them. Not for me, of course, just in case someone else might need it. Simple enough. We know that Dr. Asher left the parlor and went down to the basement at 7:36 p.m. That's where he got the whiskey and the cups they drank from. The cameras show him returning to the parlor to drink with the witness at 7:40 p.m. And of course, we know that he fell ill and passed away shortly thereafter. Any objections so far, Counselor?
Oh, save. Also, how much longer is this trial?
I feel like we're coming to the end of this.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there's like another witness or what, but it's already midnight. So
Mm-hmm. Machine capable of assembling organic or inorganic compounds and even nanomachines after just 2 minutes of vacuum-sealed mixing. Found at Noble Factory's show floor as well as inside David Asher's personal lab. Presets on David's model history exist for a compound identical to the substance found in his bloodstream after his death.
we're 2/3 of the way through, so there is another person.
Mm. Hmm.
So we're just deciding what we would use if.
I'm just looking through it, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you want to stay?
I don't know. I'm so tired. I don't even remember what she said. I don't remember what the cards are. Okay, thank you.
Just a timeline.
Camera.
I mean, I don't think I have any objections so far.
Yeah, I don't.
He left the parlor, got the whiskey, the cups, returned.
4 minutes, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's
don't
just
think
facts.
so. Not at this time, no. The timeline you've described is accurate, as we know it.
As you say. With this latest piece of evidence, we now know that Asher could have easily dispensed the poison directly into his cup. By placing it inside the nanomanufacturer, I keep wanting to say that, nanofacturer, activating the preset and simply waiting 2 minutes. Easily accomplished during the 4 minutes he spent off camera from 7:36 to 7:40. Wouldn't you say? Ooh, a complete timeline of events.
Is she wearing a sleep mask? It looks
Yeah,
like...
that's what it's looked like, yeah.
He had the means. He had the only opportunity. Seems like we're ready to wrap up here. No?
Where are we on that loading bar of yours, Sarah?
Adonai, I
had a feeling you'd say that.
Well, Counselor, are we done here?
I'm assuming not. I just don't know what.
No. Feels like we're missing at least one biggie here, folks. Namely, motive.
Oh, right. I knew that. I wasn't getting excited to finish early or anything.
What do you have to do?
This is a preliminary hearing, Counselor. Our focus should be on the evidence, so...
Sometimes you make her sound ooh-woo. This is a preliminary
Ooh-woo.
hearing. Just feels like an awful waste of taxpayer dollars to get us all down here for debate and not get to the truth of the matter, you know?
So, I was hoping we wouldn't have to go through this next part.
What are you talking about?
Your Honor, if it pleases the court. Ooh, new evidence. Gimme. This is a recording of a phone conversation. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, see, I
Dated
told
at
you this was
6
gonna harm our
Yeah.
case.
Dated at 6:30 p.m. last night between the deceased and a man he was in a relationship with. A man named Isaac Porter.
Porter and David's breakup call. If Emma wants to present it here now, then the content must be relevance, Your Honor.
Yeah, that. What bearing does this recording have on the case at hand?
It establishes what emotional state the deceased was in on the day he died.
Cool. Begin playback. Hello. I never established a voice for him.
Well, he was dead, so you didn't really have to. Always so soft-spoken.
Isaac, is you there? Yeah, I'm here.
Does that say Pookie? On call, Pookie?
Does kind of look like that. It's hard for me to see. What's wrong?
Definitely says Pookie.
Don't know. Guess I wasn't expecting you to pick up. Why not? Did you mean to call me? Yeah, I did. You gonna ask me how I've been? Yeah. How have you been? Christ, David. What's the matter? Whatever it is, whatever I did, I'm sorry. Whatever you did. That's alright, man. I'm sure you are sorry. I just don't want any more apologies from you. I'm sorry. Okay. And I don't think I want anything from you anymore, David. What do you mean?
Is that the judge down here?
What? I guess we're looking up at the ceiling.
I guess I just think this is funny.
I wouldn't even have noticed that. That's so good. I shouldn't have done this. This was unnecessary. My bad, man, for not taking the hints. With you, it's always better left unsaid, right? More efficient that way, so you can keep working. Isaac, if I've been distant with you, or... Nah, you haven't been distant with me, or cold with me, or anything with me for a while now. Wouldn't that be cold and distant? Isaac, just forget it, man. Forget I called. Forget it all, yeah? Let's just forget we were ever anything but strangers.
She's back.
That's all we are now anyway. Isaac, recently I've been distracted, I know. Nah, don't worry about it. Really? We're good? Oh. I'm not even gonna give him a shot. Okay.
I guess we're to assume that this kind of thing has been happening for a while, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, but I think also he's going through something, like,
Mm-hmm.
getting fucking... he knew something was coming for him.
Mm-hmm.
He knew. Because, like, he set up everything with, like, Sarah and stuff. Like, I think he's been more focused on maybe the fact his life's in danger
Mm-hmm.
and hasn't really thought about how anything but that. So do you need anything? Or should I? Honestly, he sounds upset.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he was trying to apologize.
Well, apparently he does that on self-defense. But still, like, he seemed way more trying to figure... Like, he almost was starting to explain.
Mm-hmm. It
And then
definitely
he just, like, Porter just cut him off.
Yeah, it definitely, like, from the way Porter explained it, it seemed like he was just, like, too busy and just, like, oblivious and didn't care at all.
Yeah, and just
but
said
that's,
sorry and that was it.
Yeah, that's not really how the phone call went. Where did you even get this?
All of Dr. Asher's incoming and outgoing phone calls were recorded by the building's penumbra system.
That is invasive.
Yep.
And the recordings continued for several seconds after each call was ended for quality assurance.
Quality assurance from who? Remind me to check the terms and conditions on my next phone bill.
Shall we hear the rest?
Gotta be the last time. The last time I let someone. The last time.
Was David aware that his phone calls were being recorded?
Probably not.
Hmm.
Maybe, actually. I mean, maybe he was purposely. I don't know.
Father.
It might just be a call, but it makes for pretty damning evidence at this point in the discussion. Emma's got her means, opportunity, and motive all lined up. So why is she looking at me like that?
That was depressing. Can we finish up without anything else that horrible?
Emma's never been apologetic in victory. So does that mean this is just pity?
Probably.
Less than 2 hours before Dr. Asher died, Isaac Porter ended their relationship over the phone. The court can make a reasonable assumption about what kind of mental state Dr. Asher was in last night.
Ah, but we have Young's testimony where they would
Right.
bring out the plastic cups when they were celebrating something. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know if we can use that to
It's like the anniversary of.
Yeah, I don't know if
or
we can
something.
argue like his mental state by saying that. I don't know. That's all I can think of at this moment. That was a bad move, Miss Rockford.
Then, if the people have nothing further to add.
I've been feeling off my game all day, caught between corporate inbreeders and ant-brained protesters, but pitying me here and now. That's all it takes to get my blood properly boiling.
It's about time for...
Me to call my first witness, no? Love how unhinged she looks.
She looks. Yeah.
You want to keep going after that?
What are you doing, counselor?
Just calling the ultimate silver bullet rock solid slam dunk witness a girl could ask for. Oh. Okay.
That's not what I expected.
No?
Is here good? Does it matter where I put my hands?
I don't really remember her voice either.
Miss Starling, I couldn't have told you her name. Miss Starling, thank you for coming here today.
Of course, whatever I can do.
What is your relation to the deceased?
I was his executive assistant at Noble Electronics.
See you later, Antics.
No, I would arrange his meetings, coordinate communications between him and other departments. That sort of thing. Ultimate silver bullet.
Starling's the only play I have right now, the only stalling tool I have left. For now, I should just focus on getting as much information from her as possible. Whether or not it's useful, it'll at least buy me some time. While Jess was being sworn in, Sarah mentioned that the hard drive's about 60% decrypted. Considering the rate Sarah's gone at so far, there's maybe another hour left. I might be able to stall that long, if I talk real slow. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Dr. Asher. Please answer them to the best of your ability. Dr. Asher was a well-known public figure, but was he well regarded professionally?
Of course. Dr. Asher's work set the bar for the entire automated dependent world.
Stay focused, Spearmint. You say you coordinated his communications? Were there ever threats? Did people ever express an intent to harm him?
Objection. Calls for speculation.
Intent?
I'm feeling like that's gonna be sustained.
Did anyone ever threaten him?
There were times when he was the focus of negative attention.
How so?
Dr. Asher was a favorite subject of many conspiracy theorists. With all of his contributions to the field, it was easy for them to make claims about his influence. They'd say that his work was plagiarized or that he was hiding illegal subcommands in the technology he helped develop.
And people would contact him about these conspiracy theories?
Relevance.
Whether or not people wanted to kill him?
Well, withdrawn.
Miss Starling?
People would attempt to contact him, yes. But their messages were always so vague for the police to take action on. They would say things like he belonged in jail, or that he couldn't avoid the truth, or that someone should do something to shut him up.
Did they ever talk about hurting him?
Yes. But, I always turned those messages straight over to the police.
Yeah, I'm seeing that on the record. Yeesh, who writes this stuff?
All those cases have long since been resolved, Your Honor. And none of the parties involved have had contact with Dr. David Asher in years. The police take harassment very seriously. Something you want to add, Counselor?
Just clearing my throat. May I continue? What do we get? Oh, just her testimony. Okay, so we got the recorded calls. Okay, he experienced harassment and stalking from conspiracy theorists throughout his career. You worked with Dr. Asher for many years. Did you have a relationship outside of work? Did you ever talk about anything besides professional concerns?
We've gone out to dinner or met on the weekends. I think he liked to pick my brain since he needed relationship advice a lot. Even if he didn't realize that was what he was asking for.
Oh, the recorded call says at the bottom it's common knowledge. You guys were wondering about that? Okay, so I guess he knew about it then.
I'd like to think that he knew he could talk to me, but...
Did he ever talk to you, or to your knowledge, anyone else, about hurting himself?
God, no, never.
Do you know of any history he might have had with mental illness, depression, anxiety?
No.
So when you heard the people argue that Dr. Asher had done this to himself...
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it.
You're saying that you can't believe...
Objection.
On what grounds?
Asked and answered. Stalling. And also, the people have documents that would be of interest to the court in this matter.
Juicy. And what matter, specifically, are you referring to?
The deceased's mental health history.
Emma wouldn't be speaking up if she didn't have something real. So what the hell is this about?
We have private correspondences that describe...
If they're private, then they should not have been obtained by the people without his permission.
He can't get permission if he's already dead. And we're well within our rights to obtain evidence that pertains to his crime.
Convincing.
I miss Edgeworth.
Yeah, fair.
Damn, I didn't honestly expect to stop her from admitting her evidence into the record. But I was hoping to at least slow her. Where are you on that footage?
77%. Approximately.
I need to buy whatever time I can, however I can, even if that means running out the clock as a punching bag.
I have here messages between Dr. Asher and a psychiatrist he was meeting with and speaking to for the past year.
Pretty sure that would break laws.
Yep. Maybe not anymore in this world.
Maybe not.
along with the paperwork detailing how his treatment was covered under his platinum plan.
Platinum?
I don't intend to air out all of Dr. Asher's secrets here in the court.
Hold on. Could you see his platinum insurance policy in David Asher's name used to schedule and pay for psychiatric appointments on several occasions in the last year? Wait a minute. Health insurance policy includes private EMS services on standby. Only offers 3 levels of employer provided plans that outrank it. This is executive 4 plan. I don't know if that's the same as platinum.
Yeah, I don't know what the difference would be, or if they're the same, or if that's an inconsistency.
I don't know, but I just wanted to note it.
Yeah.
Did you read
I
this?
read that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I guess.
But I am prepared to read excerpts from messages and transcripts from phone calls, which, when put together, paint a clear picture of the kind of stress David Asher was experiencing and the dark thoughts he was struggling with.
Transcripts of his phone calls?
I'll admit them into evidence, assuming there are no objections.
I mean, I'm assuming she has it.
I don't think she's bluffing, and I don't know what we
Yeah, I
could
don't think so either.
I don't know what we could contradict, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Unless it's the platinum plan that very much gives it away. But it does say that he did that. It says in his name.
Yeah, I don't think we have anything where we can argue that. Object? No, I don't. Except what she said. No, I do object.
Oh.
We're supposed... Well, what do we have that can... On the grounds of foundation? Where did you say you got this? You were thinking about the mandatory trainings? Oh, this. Frequently involves the use of double talk and coded language, including hiding the training. Oh, I forgot about this. So this is like coded language. So it should be...
So he wasn't actually going anywhere.
No, it says, hiding training as leadership workshops or psychiatric evaluations. Yeah, I forgot about that.
But it's just training.
Yeah.
I did not remember that.
Nope. Where did you say you got this?
It was retrieved from his digital records. There's no reason to doubt its authenticity.
Even if I were to point out that David had an executive level 4 plan, not a platinum plan. Well,
Oh, well, okay. You know what?
I noticed that. I didn't realize that that would...
Well, really? Really?
Yes, really. It's all there in the record.
This is easily explained. David had an executive plan that Noble managed for him. And he was also seeing a psychiatrist, both in person and over the phone. Your own witness has attested that he dealt with stalkers and was worried for his privacy. So it's easy enough to reason that he had a separate insurance policy that he paid for on his own. Even if only to keep one thing out of Noble's grasp.
Sure, easy enough to make that assumption, but that doesn't make it correct. David used a separate insurance to hide this psychiatrist from Noble's spying? No, he was smarter than that.
Huh?
Don't forget to max out your bet here. It has to be done before you play the card. Well, our track record is shit.
Yeah, I'm too tired to get things right. Actually, I'm just bad at these kinds of games, but this is why I save scum. Because I legit don't know what it's looking for here. You may have faith, but I have no fucking clue. I don't understand how any of these relate to what she just brought up. I mean, unless it's possibly the lack of recorded calls. Like, if they had phone call therapy, it would have been recorded and they would have those recordings. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, because, like, this is useless.
Yeah. I don't know how.
I think this is useless.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if all the calls are recorded...
But that's all I got. If it's anything else, I'm nope.
Yeah,
no
she's
clue.
saying he is trying to hide the psychiatrist, but they can't because they monitor all the calls. So, yeah. I don't think that... David may very well have wanted a private psychiatrist, someone who didn't work for Noble, who'd have his best interests at heart. But if so, he wouldn't have contacted them over the phone. Not when he knew all his phone calls were being recorded.
I don't even know if I would have thought of that tonight if Kita hadn't hovered over the phone call longer while you guys had said that. Because you just happened to be, like, on it when everyone in chat said that.
David Asher was well versed in having every aspect of his life overanalyzed by data-hungry parasites. Do you really think you would try and hide mental health problems from them with a second insurance policy?
Apparently, yes. Since I'm standing here with the evidence that shows exactly that.
Does it, though?
Pardon me. Yeah, like, what exactly are you suggesting, counselor?
Still not done decrypting?
Well, it's difficult to.
Right. What the hell? Might as well swing for the fences at this point. I'm not trying to muddle the issue or confuse the court, Your Honor. And I would never make outlandish, unsubstantiated claims just for the sake of causing drama.
What are you? Or, no, wrong person.
What are you?
I'm merely concerned that D.A. Rockford has been an unwitting pawn in an act of corporate espionage.
What?
If the markets were to open Monday with people believing that David Asher, the man who programmed the brain of every noble android, was battling mental health issues for the last several months, or was...
Objection. Mischaracterization. Foundation. All the rest. There are no corporate spies in this courtroom, counselor, and there are no boogeymen hiding under the bench.
Could be.
Oh, thank God.
David Asher was a once-in-a-generation intellect and an extremely valuable human asset to his employers. And his employers' many enemies would do whatever it takes to destroy his credibility now that he can't defend himself.
And he was also your personal. You shouldn't even be here arguing this case in the first place, counselor. Now you're trying to call the police's evidence gathering into question. All because you can't admit that for the past several months your friend has been seeing a psychiatrist every Monday and you didn't know.
That is...
I'm sorry, but like, did you still need me up here? The witness will refrain from interrupting while girls are fighting. Yes, ma'am.
Thumbs down.
Yeah, she did not like that.
With how my luck's been so far, Sarah's progress bar is probably moving backwards right about now. And Emma's patience is wearing thin. This could be my last shot to create any kind of reasonable doubt. I'd be happy to wrap up my questioning if the court will allow.
That seems cool with me.
And my evidence, Your Honor. Will it be entered into the court record? I'd like to hear a bit more testimony before deciding. That's fine, Your Honor. As you were, Counselor.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it's at, I can probably only ask one more question. Better make it count! So what can Starling tell us that no one else could? If she hadn't called me this morning, I wouldn't be standing here. And she only did that because... Miss Starling, we're all gathered here to try and figure out what happened to Dr. Asher last night. So please tell us, when exactly did he last...
I don't fucking remember.
It's 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get through this court scene.
Well, also, I don't remember from like a stream ago or two what
You got like 10,
what of
15
these
minutes
is
left.
important.
That's too long. That's too long. We also streamed the rest of Split Fiction earlier. We went an hour past when we usually do. I think we're both very tired.
I'm very tired. And I have a family get together tomorrow. So my brain's dead. Like, the problem is this, whatever's important to answer, what question we ask her is from like forever ago. It's from last stream. So I don't remember, like, I don't remember what I had for like a snack earlier today. I'm not going to remember what the fuck happened a stream ago. Last week. So I don't remember what's important on when she was last contacted versus when she last saw him. When he last met her at HQ. I have no clue. I would save scum, but that's me.
I mean, could be contact.
Yeah, it might even been 2 weeks ago. I don't remember.
I mean, it could be... It could be contact if they're referring to, like, recorded phone calls, but... I think... I guess, like... See you, me...
These all just sound the same. Like, contact's obviously different than C, but like... What? I don't know the significance.
See you and me are basically the same. Not this game! Non-games like this, they're not. It's worth it, though. Is it? Because I'm getting cranky.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm getting to the point where I'm just giving up because I'm so tired. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Just pick one save scum. Pick one save scum. Like,
look,
that's my response because I'm so tired.
The fucks we had were already gone because of Split Fiction earlier.
Yeah, that's the problem, is going along from Split Fiction, and then we thought we were able to end earlier today, and then the case was like, no, you're not. You're going later, even that more.
I think it's contact because of the recorded phone calls, and that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that's fair.
When was the last time you had and the ticking doesn't help. When was the last time you had contact with Dr. Asher, Miss Starling?
Well, that's pretty easy to figure out. Let me just... Yeah, it was last night at 6:57 p.m. We texted back and forth.
6:57?
That means nothing to me.
He met with what's-her-face at, like, what, 7:30? When
I
was the
don't know.
call with 6:29, 6:36?
And they talked to 6:37, 57. So that's, I guess, 20
they
minutes later.
texted. All right.
Oh, texted, yeah.
There are records for some texts, but they're flagged as work-related. Does the court really think they're relevant, Your Honor?
Relevant? Yeah. The texting makes a big difference. This is what we got, so
Yeah.
it could very well be the single most important piece of evidence in this whole trial. And I don't know if that's true.
What?
I just got chills. Don't know why, though.
Must be a coolant leak. The defense doesn't know what they're talking about.
On the contrary, these texts are a vital piece of evidence that changed the timeline of events as we know them. We know what happened to David last night, generally speaking, but the order of events is critical, especially if Emma wants to make claims about David's state of mind. Okay, so yeah, they were texting after he called Porter.
Yeah, Isaac.
So that would kind of at least give some insight into his mental state. You can pick a card back up and place in another slot if you change your mind, or use return to undo the last card you placed down. Fill all the slots to submit your answer. Okay, so hey, chill out. Well, that's the last one probably. Testimony. Okay, so well, he's dead. That's the last one.
That's the result.
6:30. Okay, so he called at 6:30 or whatever. Then they're texting.
Splinter does say it proceeds once all slots are filled. So
Okay.
if you want to increase or anything,
No, this one's
you wouldn't be able to
like,
switch stuff around.
Yeah. 6:57. Drank with him, didn't see, yeah, and then he faints. So that should be.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to increase or not.
Oh. I mean, it should be this one. Drank with David
This
before
is from
he
a crumb
died.
of info you get when you first speak to Starling, which for you guys was 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So it's like, what? Because if you play it all in sequence, you're going to remember stuff a lot easier than us who have to break it up into multiple parts. So.
And we're also playing other games.
Yeah, so keeping information. Also, I have ADHD. I don't remember things easily.
Right. Yes, that's it. Thanks to Miss Starling, we've now got a much clearer picture of the night's events. We know that Isaac Porter and David Asher broke up at 6:30 p.m.
And I was rooting for them so hard.
And we know that David messaged his assistant, Miss Starling, at 6:57 p.m. David is on camera with the witness from 7:30 to 8 p.m. And he was declared dead not long after.
The people don't object to that timeline of events. But we do question Counselor Morgan's reason for belaboring it.
One last question, Miss Starling.
Yeah?
What was the nature of your conversation with Dr. Asher?
Well, actually, we talked about you. And how he wanted you to have his android. That android there. Putting his affairs in order, I guess.
It might appear that way. Can you specify what his instructions were exactly? How did he want this done?
Well, he wanted me to bring you to his penthouse and help you get set up as the android's new owner.
Yes, Miss Starling, but when did he want this to happen?
Well, he said it was pretty urgent, and so I should do it first thing Tuesday morning. Tuesday?
First thing Tuesday morning. David Asher didn't like doing anything on Mondays. And was he going to be in attendance?
Yeah. Well, actually, yes. He said he would work from home to help us. No way he intended for us to have that much trouble getting to... Oh. Oh!
To summarize then, Half an hour after he had already had his breakup, and half an hour before his guest had arrived, he was planning an appointment that would require his presence with you for next Tuesday.
That's right, he was.
Not something you would think to do if you were planning on dying that very night.
Yeah, you're right. But that's...
Your Honor, if David Asher was preparing for the week ahead a mere hour before he passed away, don't you think that people's assumptions about his mental state ought to be re-examined?
That's...
Your logic is sound. Do the people have a rebuttal?
If the court would just allow a moment.
No, shut up. Sounds like an opening to me. If we assume that Dr. Asher was not suicidal and therefore did not kill himself, we must then ask ourselves who else had the means, motive, and opportunity to take his life. Until now, we've taken for granted this idea that the Delta must have come from his nanofacturer, from inside the house.
Adonai.
Are you done? Not right now. But even if that's true, which it may not be, that doesn't mean that he was the one who used the nanofacturer.
Adonai.
Would you allow me one moment to confer, Your Honor?
Sure. Why not throw away your momentum?
I'm in the middle of something, Sarah. I can't afford to let Rockford...
I've gained access to the hard drive's files.
What? Seriously?
As I said, progress with this type of encryption is exponential. It can be difficult to estimate.
Right, okay. Do you have the footage from last night?
I have the file.
Have you watched it?
I thought you'd want to know right away.
Suppose it doesn't matter. Either this has our silver bullet and we've got a case, or it doesn't and everything falls apart.
That seems quite risky.
It's the least risky path to victory we have. Seeing how it's the only path to victory we have.
Because even if it proves you're wrong, then you're never going to be able to prove you're right, in theory.
Yep. Screw it. Upload it to the court computer.
Yes, Adonai.
Thank you for your patience, Your Honor.
Your Honor.
I'm awake.
And I'm getting pretty hefty chunk of video data for breakfast.
Does it taste good?
You're submitting security footage into evidence. New security footage.
Bitch, you submitted evidence late into this whole thing, so shut up. I'm not taking your shit right now.
Yep.
I am very tired and cranky.
Yeah.
So you shut up. The police corroborated the witness's testimony using the house's cameras. Security cameras installed by Noble as part of the Penumbra system that showed the parlor, the kitchen, but not the basement. Yeah, bitch. During the course of my investigation, I uncovered a hidden security circuit buried in the deceased's own home system.
You what?
The people say that the Delta must have been in Dr. Asher's cup because there's no other way for him to have ingested it. But we never saw him or anyone else put anything in his cup on camera.
Because he must have poisoned his own drink off camera.
The results were inconclusive. Exactly.
What?
That's the only possible explanation, that he added the Delta to his drink off camera. He placed his cup inside the nanofacturer, activated it, waited 2 minutes, and then walked upstairs to his death. But I'm about to present to the court footage retrieved from his basement. Footage that will show that by the time he retrieved the cups in the basement, it was already past 7:38, meaning he didn't have the opportunity to poison himself.
One clip of footage will prove all that.
If it doesn't, I'm completely screwed. But it's not like I can lose a preliminary hearing extra hard. Anything other than a royal flush here means I'm bust. So better to be the Joker who dances. We'll see him in the corner. See him up there in the corner? He dancing.
Yeah. The data has been entered into the court record.
Sarah, show us when Dr. Asher entered the basement.
Yes, Adonai. I'll search for it now. Here.
On screen. That's the bar, and the timestamp is 7:36. There, David's grabbing the bottle of Rose River and leaving.
At 7:37. Just under the wire, as it were.
Is that it then? I came this far just to... Wait. Did he have the cups with him?
Is there sound?
None at all.
keep going. If he had to go back to get the cups.
Counselor. What's that android doing on camera? It's at the bar. The android gave him the cups.
Oh, shit. Well, that's not good.
Chad, do you not remember earlier when I said maybe Sarah did? I might have said that when you were.
I think.
when
Well,
you were
also,
gone.
I think I've even joked about it when it's like she was the one that was there.
I know, that's what we said. She was in the house. And they didn't see
Yeah.
anybody else come in through the cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Thank you, Crab.
Oh.
Shit.
Did I? No, I did say that. Okay.
Shit.
That machine never stepped on the camera upstairs. Or on camera upstairs, not once. We don't know its whereabouts the day of his death. It could have poisoned the cup whenever it wanted.
Shit.
What is this? I don't understand.
I remember y'all said it was her before we even started episode 1.
Yeah.
Your Honor, we have the courtroom cleared.
Understood.
Please, someone. I don't know what's going on.
I'm assuming she didn't do it consciously.
No.
Whether or not someone ordered her to, or maybe she didn't. It's just like framing, but doubt.
Well, it wouldn't have been him because he wouldn't have set up a meeting with us.
Right.
If he
Right.
was just going to have her kill him. I mean, what would be the point of that?
Right.
But maybe Young? Because...
How would she have been able to get control of her?
Well, I don't know. We don't have any evidence for that yet. I'm just throwing
Yeah.
out guesses
No,
for
that's-
who could
yeah.
have done it.
Yeah.
Somebody would have had to have been able to, like, hack her or reprogram her
Yeah.
or something. Sarah, you need to shut down.
Please tell me what I'm looking at.
You're going to fry your hard
I
drive,
don't remember
Sarah.
any of that. Do we have callers available?
Sarah, shut down now.
Adonai, please, tell me what I...
He programmed her to snot.
Aw. That's the saddest cry I've ever seen.
That's an order. Any programmed
Night-night.
rule. Maybe skip that.
Is it off?
Yeah, it's off. I've seen this before. It won't do anything until I reactivate it.
We don't know that. We don't know anything about this thing anymore.
I mean, fair point.
Yeah.
That's...
Your Honor, in light of the most recent evidence, the people would like to withdraw their charges against Dr. Asher and end this preliminary hearing. It has been made abundantly clear that David Asher did not commit suicide.
Very well. The charges are withdrawn and the defendant is free to go. Well, as free as he can be in the afterlife.
rude?
This case is dismissed. Congratulations, Counselor Morgan.
Yay! Chalk up another victory for Morgan Esquire. Now all I have to do is deal with the shitstorm of the decade.
I mean,
Okay, I'm just gonna wait until we get something
Yep.
on screen because otherwise we're gonna forget about the save because it'll be a black screen.
yeah, that's fair.
Well,
Oh, there you go.
okay. Here we go. In the corner, I'm gonna do an extra one because that it like emptied that one save.
Yeah.
And that makes me nervous. So we're gonna do
No,
two.
I agree. Yeah, that's fair. Better be safe than sorry.
There's only 2 minutes left. There's gotta be a lot
What do you mean?
more left.
2 minutes in what sense?
No, this is a good spot to stop.
Yeah, because Crab said that it was a lot afterward. Until the next scene? What scene?
About 4 hours till the end of the episode. Yeah.
So it's just 2 minutes till a conclusion? That felt like a pretty solid ending.
That's fine then. Plus, it'll be a refresher for where we left off. Yeah, no, I'm fine stopping here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's good to have a refresher since we're going like a week in between these.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, it is almost 2 a.m. for me.
Yeah.
So, and we have streamed like
It's
pretty much all
been
day.
a day like of 10 hours of work.
We're very tired.
Also, it's also really late in the night, so both.
Yeah. And I was also editing before we started streaming.
Yeah.
I'm
So
tired.
even more work.
Watch
Yeah.
Shantae on the main channel if you want. So yeah, thanks for hanging with us through Split Fiction. Finally done with that, and still working through this. Probably gonna be at least 2 streams left to finish this one up. That'll be next week. I think we're looking at Thursday for that, right?
Yeah.
And then yeah, I'm streaming tomorrow night. We're streaming Gemporium, which is a chill mining sim. So we'll be checking that out tomorrow. So yeah.
Hey.
Thank you guys so much for hanging with us.
Thank you guys.
As
Yeah,
we
marathon
slowly
day.
lost our minds.
Yeah.
As you do.
As
so yeah.
you do.
I'll see you guys tomorrow. Kat, you will see them sometime
Probably
next week.
Wednesday.
Probably
Because
Wednesday.
Tuesday I'm getting my eyes dilated, so that's not something I can do while streaming.